Ahoy, everybody, and welcome to the Sea of Souls, a live stream D&D actual play game brought to you by the Elder Brain, which is us, which is we. We are the Elder Brain. I am Pundy, aka Craig, or the other way around. Craig's my real name, Pundy. I forget who I am sometimes.
Wait, what?
Your DM, and with me, as always, are Talon, Torque, Flick, and Dinar. Their
Wait,
real
why have you been
names.
signing all of my paychecks as Pundy then? Are you saying that I can't cash these?
Wait,
Correct.
you're getting paid?
You get paid?
Well, obviously not.
Apparently, I thought I was.
He thought he was.
Newsflash.
Yeah, he gets paid in turtle bucks.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for joining us and hanging out with us here on the Twitch. Hopefully that's where you're joining us. But wherever you're consuming our content, we appreciate that. So thanks for tuning in to our ongoing campaign, which is now episode 49. Almost hit the big 5-0. So things are moving and transpiring and happening. And yeah, make sure you check out our link tree, as always, down below. You can find links to all of our socials and hang out with us and do all that fun stuff. We just quick announcement, we are going to have a holiday one-shot coming up again this year. We don't have an exact date for that yet. We're working on it, but it's going to be a one-shot DM'd by Devin, leading us in a fun holiday caper. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I've previously enjoyed all of our holiday one-shots. They're always a lot of fun. So look forward to that. It's going to be a blast. But that's about it. And without further ado, we've got some D&D to play. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump in with a recap for episode 49 of the Sea of Souls. After a brutal showdown with Sentinel, the highly technologically advanced golem creature created by the Valshar, guarding the lair of Silas Vale, you are left to lick your wounds as Silas now lies at final rest against the wall, having breathed his last with the golem's destruction. You are surrounded by a little bit of chaos as things have exploded a little bit with the arc bomb going off and other. Oh, did it? Hold on, there we go. You're left to pause for a moment and kind of take stock of your situation before you continue on into the tunnels through the Valthar catacombs that will lead you, hopefully, and eventually to the crypts of Tyr, where Eddard Vale is close to entering the vault and carrying out his dark scheme to birth a god. So, gentlemen, as you kind of rest for a moment, catch your breath, there's quiet of an eerie sort. The bubbling of magma from the forge.
Magma.
And a faint hum from some of the Valshar technology that is still present. The only sounds next to your labored breathing. Vale's body has already begun to shrivel, decay.
Don't forget the squelching of our blood.
Yes.
Or been oozing, I think, for some of us.
Yeah.
The drip, yeah. What would you like to do?
Bleed a little bit. Cough.
That's what you would like to do? Okay.
I think a short rest might be in the cards.
Roll a constitution save. No.
I would like.
Wait,
to
if he rolls
strain
poorly,
my-
does that mean that he bleeds less?
Yeah, that's right.
I would like to strain my body until I pop a blood vessel. So is there a body of Sentinel? Like, did it like crumble to?
There are broken bits and pieces. Yeah, I mentioned last time that you saw on the inside what Flick described as ribbons and things.
Yeah.
Your best guess at
cables
what
of
all
some
these.
sort.
Yeah, you have no idea what all this technology is, but it's like
Rigging.
What the heck? Rigging, sure, yeah. Steamworks.
Look at this. All right. Head count. Who's not dead? Say aye.
I'm not sure.
I'm in.
Honestly.
All 5 of you. Great. Oh.
Torches looks over his shoulder.
Yeah. Counts to 3 on his fingers.
Well, you got hit, but I don't think you got hit on the head.
I mean, I got hit everywhere except my head, so give me a break, all right?
We'll
You guys
consider
don't
it.
look too good. We should have a bit of a sit down. So,
Way ahead of you, buddy.
hey, Dinar, look, books and papers and stuff.
Yeah, I already saw him.
There are lots.
I think
I
if
see a fancy looking what's it over here that I'm gonna wander over.
That looks totally safe.
Incredibly so.
Obviously, it's a rejuvenation crash, and we're just gonna pop in there real fast and be good as new, right?
I mean, it doesn't not look like that.
And then a speech bubble will pop up that says, "But you're still hungry." Everybody knows what that game that is. Thank you.
I think with Flick's help, maybe we should investigate this contraption, whatever it might be.
That sounds appropriate.
Maybe send the familiar first. We're all a little bit tapped at the moment. If this thing is want to explode, I'm not sure if we can bear the brunt of the blast.
It doesn't look like it's gonna explode. Does it look like it's gonna explode? It's pretty confident.
I'm going to say you have no context to determine that based on your non-existent experience with this stuff.
Well, it's not leaking stuff. And it's not shooting sparks. So I'm gonna go with it's in fine shape.
I would agree. And we're not going to touch anything yet. We're just going to take a look and try to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, we look with
touching
our
things
eyes,
until
not with
we've
our
at least
hands.
Had a bit of a lie down.
There are 2 we can only guess, or we can only kind of compare to as coffins, basically sarcophagi, only made out of what looks like metal or perhaps some sort of polished stone. One currently has a lid over it, the other does not. And it looks fairly comfortable on the inside. There's a sort of pillowed headrest, cushioning of some sort of silky fabric in it. And there's a slight hum coming from both of them. The contraption in the middle, much like the one that you saw outside of the sort of barred entries, the force walls coming into this layer, there's gears and knobs and various glowy bits and runes
All my favorite
on the
things to
floor
touch.
that are just kind of glowing and pulsing with a little bit of energy. One thing that you do notice that looks a little bit familiar is connected to this contraption. There seems to be some sort of capsule. Looks like there's glass, and sitting inside of this glass is a crystal that looks almost identical to the ones that Dinar carries with him.
The crystals
Found-
from the volcano?
In a volcano. A large chunk of raw crystal, it seems, that pulses.
I'm surprised. Just to be on the safe side, I am going to just have one hand on Flick because there's a lot of shiny gizmos and whatsits, and I have a feeling.
What are you saying?
Let's just keep the goblin restrained, okay?
That's
What
racist.
do you make of this, Captain?
Flick
Is
has
the-
more than proved it. He's
If his shield is no
likes
evidence.
shiny- Yeah, exactly.
Is the crystal there blue?
It is.
Well, I don't know what exactly to make of what it does, but it's using Ataxian magic. I
glows.
can say that for sure. This
I
is
can
the
say what it
same
does,
kind
it
of crystal
glows.
as we had in that volcano back on Porto de Arias with the kobolds.
Huh.
Interesting. Didn't those crystals stop working when we removed them?
Yeah.
Unless they've found some way to preserve their properties.
Well, this is Silas, who is hundreds and hundreds of years old. This is technology that's been lost to us, but it's entirely possible that they figured out how to move it. We've seen evidence of that in other places.
Captain, do the crystals that you're carrying react to them in any way?
I don't know. Now, above table, I'm almost certain that Dinar gave those to somebody because I no longer have them in my treasure list on my Roll20. So while I had them,
Your
I
treasure list.
my treasure list. I don't know
Trezura.
if I read through my notes. I'm sure I could say who I gave it to, but I don't believe I'm actually carrying them anymore.
Did you give them to the old wizard bag, emaciated tower man?
Jorand?
That's
Jorand?
it.
I don't think you
I
The J man.
yeah. Maybe.
possibly.
It's either that
Well,
or
okay.
traded to Serena for barter. I don't remember which.
Yeah. I wish my notes
you got
were
new
on the
ones now.
computer, and then I could just
Then
control
we'll
F.
say that you do not have them, but
Okay.
This looks like what you had.
Yeah.
Sounds like what you need to do, Mike, is go back and rewatch every single episode.
Yeah, I need to start a wiki for our group.
There you go.
I'll get on it, guys.
Rewatch
I'll
the
get on it.
videos in double speed.
Yeah.
Today's stream is brought to you by our sponsor, Word Anvil. That's not an official sponsor, although I do use World Anvil.
Brought to you by our
quite
sponsor,
useful
not
for-
sponsored.
Hashtag not
Brought to you
sponsored.
by my own personal taste.
So I don't think he does, but we could just play that off that Torque doesn't know that. I actually don't have those on me anymore, Torque, so I don't know. In any other places where we've been, where we've seen Ataxian magic, the crystals haven't responded. So my guess is no.
Torque will look at the crystal growth that's jutting out of his shoulder currently to see if there's any reaction.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just gonna
think about that.
suggest that. Yeah, because I did a control F for crystal and found out that you've got crystals growing out of you.
Smart.
Doesn't seem to be any connection. No.
Probably for the best in that case.
Well, look, I might be able to identify the purpose of this machine if you guys can give me 10 minutes. We're looking to take a short
would-
rest anyways.
I mean,
I think
was
we'll
gonna
probably
say,
be taking slightly more time than that, honestly.
All right. Why don't we find a few comfy places, sit down, maybe have a snack. Give me a couple minutes to sort out what this thing does.
snack. You guys brought snacks? Where's mine?
Hey, since we're about to short rest, question about attuning to magic items.
Yes.
Is it a one per rest kind of situation, or
I'd say typically, yeah, because the short rest is like an hour. It depends on the item. Like if I'd say, so what were you hoping to attune to?
I'm currently holding on to Storm's Edge as well as Whelming Wrath, which are, last I checked, a longsword and a warhammer, respectively.
Look at this greedy bastard.
Correct.
You
The
know,
Warhammer, which is
If-
can
if
only
you-
be used in two-handed form.
Oh yeah,
Just so you're aware. Yeah, and that's in those. So it is.
start with that one then.
Okay.
So Loving Wrath is 2 hands only. Got it.
Yes.
If any of you Dex builds want to take the strength only longsword, be my guest. But
Yeah.
I just kind of want to see Tayland holding that sword.
Hey,
Yeah, you can attune to that.
I'm
Was there
pretty
another
good
one you
with the
wanted to
blade,
attune to,
okay?
or was something
well, I
else as
mean,
well?
Storm's Edge, probably
Okay.
whatever our next rest opportunity is. Again, just because I'm the only one that actually has the upper body strength to lift either of these. Otherwise, I totally would be sharing.
Listen,
Give me
Listen.
a religion check, if you would,
You
before
got it.
you attempt to attune to Disfuna's artifact.
I'm built like a linebacker, okay? It's just that it's a linebacker who's been retired for 20 years.
That's a big old 9 with my +5 modifier.
So we'll say, yeah, you can attune to 1. The standard take an hour to attune to the 1 during a short rest. Yeah.
Does that mean we're gonna say goodbye to your anchor?
I mean, I'm not doing anything with it.
Anchors away.
It's still cozily attached to your back.
If I'm ever in a situation where I lose my anchor for whatever reason, it would just be good to have a backup. And also, since Torque's whole deal, a lot of what he's got going on kind of relies on him using bludgeoning weapons, I thought attuning the warhammer before the sword is probably the better bet.
Fair enough.
One thing I will do just before Denard begins his investigation, just one real quick thing. I'm just going to give a little quick sniff around the open one, the open coffin. It's got old man smell to it.
Give me a perception check
All right.
with your sniffer.
Follow-up question for Flick will be, does it smell delicious?
Is old man smell delicious to him? That is the question for the ages. That's a 19, so that's pretty decent.
It definitely has a musty scent to it that
Yeah,
it's been used.
It's
Yeah.
Grandpa's bed. Got it. All right. Well, I have one piece of the puzzle, but
Isn't it weird that, like, presumably this is all here to help keep him alive, but I thought he didn't want to be alive and he couldn't die so long as Sentinel was around.
I don't think it was meant to keep him alive. I think a curse has done that. That's why I want to figure out what this does. There's 2 coffins here as well. What's in the other one?
Brundlefly. Ooh, that's an old reference, but it's a Telepod A, Telepod B. Anyone?
Not familiar.
Goldblum, The Fly.
I never actually saw that movie.
All right. You're
All right,
sidetracking
short rest.
tonight, man.
Yeah. So once we're all settled in, Dinar will cozy up to the console in the middle and use Identify on that to the best of his ability.
Okay. The only thing that you get, this is not necessarily a magical item, but you do identify almost like magic item components, more or less. But it's not. But that's the best you can pick up built into this. That there is an element of necromantic magic. But this seems to be more. Your best understanding would be like artificery than magic, but beyond. This is science. This is technology advance with magic attached to it. But so other than the hints of necromantic purposes and energy, you're left kind of staring at the doodads and the gizawatts and no clue.
Okay.
So you can do your short rest, hit dice, and anything else you would like to do at this point while this begins.
Where are all these papers? Like, can we tell what they are?
You can certainly give me a perception check if you just want to do a cursory glance, or investigation if you'd actually like to start rifling through.
Does rifling through negate the short rest? Because it's technically light activity.
I mean, you could do that while Dinara's identifying.
I'd say
Dinara's still gonna
like,
have to short rest.
yeah, as long as you spend an hour. I mean, you have a short rest. So if you guys take an hour and 10 minutes in here or whatever, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm okay with that. So you can still get your short rest in. I mean, how much time you guys want to spend here is entirely up to you. So
I'm way better at persuasion. I'm way better at perception.
I don't think you can persuade the papers to tell you what they
I'm
are.
way better at perception. So maybe
What
I'll
are
do
you
a
all?
glance,
Sure.
and then we'll go from there. 27.
So the cursory glance, it seems that much of the papers that were kind of laying scattered around got pretty heavily torched and torn when the arc bomb went off, as they flew across the ground and a little bit of heat and stuff. Not all of them are damaged. Some of them seem to be scribbling, like just charcoal drawings, and like Silas going a little bit nuts, baby.
Symbols that only fancy could turn into words.
But you do pick up snippets here and there. With that perception check, let me get out my list.
Your handy dandy notebook.
Notebooks. You find a lot of journal entries, more or less, notes that Silas had written about many things. Much of it seems to be centered on the Valshar, this people that he uncovered, their technology, their history, what he can make out about their origins, their purposes, their technology is the word that he uses, which he says they use, and it's a new word for you. He does compare it to artificer, the idea of artificing and kind of connecting the two, but in his own words, much more advanced. There's mention of spells and rituals, complex rituals and spells beyond, Silas notes, beyond what many spellcasters of the day would even dream of being possible. And then there's some notes, scribbles, some of it legible, some of it not, kind of mixed together, talking about the void. Some of the words you don't understand. You do see the name Triskades, a few spots. Void gates. Ataxian, chaos, fractures, axiom crystals. Silas was well versed on a lot of what you've been encountering, what you've been dealing with, as it seems the Valshar are pretty centrally connected to all of it.
This all seems incredibly useful information. Dinar, perhaps you want to gather it all up and peruse some of it with me. And Flick, of course. I don't know if Torque can read.
How long have you known me at this point?
Too long, I would say.
Well, I'm not sure if you can walk in a straight line, so I'll come and assist regardless.
Burn.
There is a collection of these papers bound together in a leather folio.
Ooh, a folio.
On Silas's person himself.
Ooh, I'm taking that. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Primo
Would
stuff.
you like to read it?
It's gonna be
Ooh.
another book that talks to me.
Or is this
No.
going to be a book that does something bad to you? This could be bad.
Hey, Dinar.
It does something good to you. Mm.
Yes.
I think any
Does
good
it-
book should speak to you.
Does it? Does this have any
Working on
weird glowy, sparkly stuff on it?
Let me check. Dinar will spend a chaos dice to gain true sight.
Hey.
Go ahead and
So
roll a
wise.
d6 for me.
D6. That's a 1. What does that
Those
mean
are the
again?
bad things.
All right.
Yes, dice
I've
rules.
Slightly altered what how this is rolled out. Roll me a d20, please.
A D20.
Instead of a d100.
All right, which dice is going to screw me? Probably this one. That's a 4.
Not too bad given the circumstances.
Yay.
Your movement is halved
Oh.
for a minute, so you just become very slow.
Oh, just for a minute. Okay, that's easy.
Yeah. You just Dinar, he's like, let me get true sight. I can see. He's like, all of a sudden, Dinar's in slow motion.
Why are
He's
you
deep in
guys suddenly
concentration.
moving so quickly?
As you can see, the captain is currently deep in concentration. We should not disturb him.
What do I learn
Ow.
from my true sight, though?
With your true sight, there's nothing other than what you see, at least from that sense. Like it's a book or it's a collection of papers.
All right,
Collection of papers could also be
Phelan.
called a book.
go
You're not
ahead
bound.
and read it.
I mean, it seems like this book makes you slow.
No, I don't think that's what happened here.
All right.
It appears to be Silas's thoughts, organized a little bit more than some of the loose paper laying around on the Valshar, and some insight into their history and sort of what he was able to piece together. He writes, the Valshar's origin world seems to be lost even to them. The records, as far as I can decipher, indicate they navigated what they called the void for centuries, searching for a way home or perhaps a new home. This vessel was one of many spread out, it seems, searching the empty black for the promise of life and safety. Their records indicate they were often harassed and pursued by creatures of the void. An oddity, seeming void means empty, and yet there are things living there, meaning it's not so empty. I digress. By one group of entities in particular that called themselves the Acreon, 13 beings of immense power and knowledge. Like the Valshar, the Acreon were searching for an escape from the void, the prison they'd been banished to by their ancient enemies, the Amlut. The Valshar killed or further trapped all but one of the Acreon, the youngest and strongest of them, who called himself Triskades, the 13th Acreon. Eventually, they found an emanating trace of magic originated from outside the void, the signature of the void gates here on Eudora, it would seem. In a final effort to flee the void and escape Triskades, the best I can translate is plane shifted their entire vessel here, where it arrived partially embedded in rock, deep below here. I have explored what I can of the vessel, but much of it does seem to be behind solid rock and impenetrable and inaccessible. Much of their power had been created using the void's energy, and so much of their tools and infrastructure stopped working, it seems, when they arrived, forcing them to use what for them were primitive means to build their new colony. Eventually, and by eventually I mean after a few hundred years, they found the void gate that had initially drawn them. The Valshar thought they could siphon power through the gate to repower their technology without actually opening it fully to the void. They were wrong. They closed the gates, but not before Triskades found the signature they emitted. Now, the gap between the Valshar arriving here and Triskades being pretty recent seems to indicate that there is some sort of time dilation, interference, shifting between the void's reality and our own, whether Triskades answered immediately and merely seemed to, in his mind, be but a blip away, and for what us was hundreds of years. It's uncertain, but it seems that the Valshar and the current threat to Eudora both came from the void. I will have to investigate further. He goes on. There's some other notes about, in particular, locations of void gates, including Tyr, Ivory Spire, which is the one that you had encountered, others as well. A list of what he calls citadels, and some very potent notes on rituals, that one of which he had already mentioned to you.
Well,
Dungeon's gonna be a spaceship.
this certainly sheds an interesting new light on our current situation, even if I must admit that I'm not sure how much of that I fully understood.
Torque, do you remember when we went through that weird place with
Dinar.
How could I forget?
I was gonna say, how the hell could he forget that? We stood on top of a brain creature.
yeah, that one.
Yes, that I remember quite distinctly.
So
Yeah.
that- we now know what that was. It's a void gate.
So the
Cool.
gates themselves are alive in some way, then,
It
or at
would
the very least sentient,
something like
sapient.
that. Yeah.
A thinking creature.
It's pretty incredible they still work all this time. You'd
the-
think something like that would have a voided warranty.
But
Voided. Inspiration.
Craig, Craig, the other void gate locations, are they in the western part of Eudora? Are they where we are, or are they on the mainland, or are they scattered throughout?
He lists the following locations: Tyr, the Ivory Spire, a place called Chios, which on the map that Valencia gave you is on the other side of Disfuna's Rim, so in this series of islands.
Okay.
Mount Firagosa,
Oh,
one that piques your interest, Dinar, Stormhaven,
oh,
Oh boy.
and then two other locations you're not familiar with: Odan and Norhold.
Odon,
History check?
Sure.
Norhold,
Norhold.
Norhold.
I have no idea.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to clear that up. I just realized that I forgot to roll my hit dice.
Oh, that's fine.
I've been clutter
I got
up
a
the feed.
5.
Yeah,
so,
Taylor, and you're not
yeah.
you're not sure.
Didn't
what
read
those
any
names
books
are.
about that.
I
He
suppose
does. He has a note beside, like, there's a question mark as to whether there are other possible gates. These are simply the ones that he was able to determine from the notes of the Valshar, and he indicates that obviously the names were not what the Valshar used, but given the maps and the locations that they had indicated, he kind of cross-referenced to where their current location would be.
May I roll history on those?
Sure.
I am trained in history. That's cocked. That's too bad. 9 plus 8, so 17.
17. Odan, you would know. Not specifically, not intimately, but it is part of the Central Isle, so it's closer to Gungrim,
Okay.
down in that direction. Norhold, you aren't familiar with. It does sound like a Valerian city. So Valerian, that's Galadriel, Easthold, that continent, that island where you guys actually met in Easthold. So it has that sort of sound to it of a Valerian name.
Okay, so all of the ones that Silas has listed are in the Isles, with the exception of Norhold.
Norhold is still part of the Isles.
Oh, it's still part of the Isles. Okay.
Yeah.
And this isn't this. Silas doesn't say this is a definitive list. These are just the ones he's aware of.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense given his location. Okay. So there
The
might
location, the locations that he was able to put together using the Valshar notes and his own knowledge, and putting history together and all that stuff. So,
but I wouldn't necessarily draw the conclusion that it's isolated to the Isles.
He had a few centuries to work on this, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if nothing else, we have a few more locations where we are of interest, depending on what our goals are.
At this point, it seems as though putting this up to Triscady should probably be our top priority. I guess the question is, what order would... Well, at our current moment, I think just surviving our next few encounters is the main priority.
That's a fair point.
I think dealing with Eddard also deals with, to a point, Triscades.
Mm-hmm.
I should bring this up now. You can all add a d6 to your hit dice for Song of Rest.
I thought I was missing something. I just didn't want to...
Hey.
Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme. Come and lift up your voices in chorus with mine.
That is the 5 hit points I was short. I
am almost topped up myself. I'm just a couple shy. But that's okay.
No hit dice left, but I'm topped up now.
I'm saving 2 hit dice, maybe foolishly, but who knows?
If you need a top up, I can do so. I'm running low on spells, but I can.
No, I'm good.
We should buy some potions next time we're in town.
What's a potion?
I gave you a whole bag full of stuff from the temple.
Yeah. I have a greater healing pot,
yes,
but I didn't want to spend it just yet.
But we could need them later.
Yeah, that's a battle thing.
We're just saving them all. We're just saving them all up for the final boss.
Exactly. We could need them later.
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
All right. So, what do we think? Creepy sarcophagus. Do we want to open it? Do we want to leave it alone? Personally, I mean, it looks like Grand Papa or whoever over there was investigating various things that are of particular interest to us. I don't know if it's Disfuna's fault that we've kept running into all this stuff or fate, but either way, someone's anchoring for a punching.
True. Like, do you by chance have Mage Hand? Do you know that?
Hell no.
Okay. Just thought maybe.
If you did, would that be enough to push the lid off a sarcophagus?
Well, just if one of them, because I have Mage Hand, and prepared. Be proud of me, Tayland. So we could try, but it's possible that it's not going to be enough.
I mean, the sarcophagus, I assume it's made of some sort of heavy material. Sarcophagus is sarcophagi?
Yeah.
Sarcophagi are traditionally fairly heavy in my experience. As someone who has raided more than one tomb in the past.
Yeah. If you guys will give me 10 minutes, I can bring forth an unseen servant, tag team that with Mage Hand, and maybe get this thing open without risking one of us or one of your familiars.
Flick, did you know this guy had servants?
I feel like that's
And- and he-
Dinar's catchphrase. If you guys give me 10 minutes.
If you give me 10 minutes, guys.
Just 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
It's the snooze button.
I mean, we can.
We might be being way overcautious, but
I don't think so. It's a weird glowing sarcophagus, and we're playing D&D, buddy. I mean, this is, I think, the appropriate level. Can we? I mean, if Silas was sleeping in this one, it is kind of curious that there's a second one.
Yeah, what is in the
Like-
other one?
like all these
Can we
like-
see inside the other one? Or is it an opaque cover?
You would have to get closer
We'd
to
always-
actually get a.
we could
There
always-
is a small.
Like a
Glass.
little viewing port there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
I
okay.
want to go.
we
I want to go
could
take a little
always-
peek inside the little hole
Well, I was
because
gonna say,
I,
we-
For the love of God, please just send your bird instead.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, we can just do what we did with the chest full of dragon scales and just conjure a familiar inside with dark vision.
well, I'll put Paige on the outside first. Since she's already here. It's like, all right, what do we got?
All right.
Page
give me an
vision on.
investigation, please.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Come on, Paige. Got this.
Sorry, is this Paige's investigation or mine?
Are you looking through page?
Yes.
I'll say you can use yours. 'Cause
Good.
It's, different, it's perception. You're the one who's actually kind of put together what you see.
Well,
Trying to
I
put you
guess
in-
that's the question. Is it perception or investigation?
It's investigation because you're looking specifically to try and
All right.
figure out what's going
Oh,
on.
hey, I rolled well. There's an 18.
18. Inside the small viewing glass, you see nothing. It's empty. Looks, from what you can tell, the inside of the other one. This one, however, appears much more pristine condition, no wrinkles, cleaner. There is the faintest hum that you pick up, and there doesn't seem to be any indication of how the lid comes off.
Mhm.
There's no latches, there's no buttons, it's just like sealed tight. There is a glyph of sorts that is glowing on the top of it that you're unable to determine exactly what it means, but it seems to have some connection to the sort of the background hum. Like there's almost that little bit of a pulse of like.
Well, it's empty. Any hope of using the widget in the middle here to open one, close the other? Do we have any concept of what this thing's gonna do?
Yeah, is there like one big switch or big lever on the console? Or was it a bunch of little
The
ones?
press me button.
To save time, because it is utterly alien,
Yeah.
there's really no amount of just looking at it that's going to tell you this is what we do without some sort of hint or insight, instructions.
Was there anything in his notes that related to this at all?
We can always hold the pages over a flame and see if there's invisible ink.
Talon, would you like to take the time to rifle through his notes to see if you can determine anything?
How many notes are there? Like, do I feel like this is going to take a while? Or...
It's a good like couple dozen pages. So you could give me, if you wanted to do a I guess it'd be an investigation as well, because you're doing it quick. You're doing it
yeah,
trying to almost like looking for keywords, right? Like being like, let me get a flip through.
sarcophagus.
There's a lot of stuff. Like there's pages of rituals, there's pages of diagrams and all kinds of stuff.
He didn't have like a table of contents or anything.
No, that would be too easy.
Post-it notes on some of them or anything. Yeah.
Bookmarks.
Look, just because the DM does it doesn't mean that the NPCs do. Okay.
It's 13 on the investigation.
13. Okay. I'll say that you're able to find notes on what is called a stasis chamber, but it takes you a good like 10-15 minutes.
Yeesh. Well, at least because just give me 10 minutes. I'll sort this out.
But yes, you find an entry on what is called a stasis chamber. A couple other words, stasis pods, a few different things like that. And more or less, it does seem to have been what kept him alive. He didn't always want to die. That seems to be more of a recent development. And so this was what kind of sustained him before his life was tied to Sentinel. Again, that wasn't always the case.
Interesting.
And so when he was voluntarily keeping himself alive down here, he used the stasis pod, which he indicates essentially it doesn't bestow vitality. It doesn't feed, it doesn't nourish. Essentially, the best you can translate is it works like healing magic. And there are some instructions on very simple way how to use it, how to open it, how to close it, and you can set length of stasis from half an hour, hours, days, months, years, centuries.
All right.
Well, I think we found Eddie's new home.
We're gonna Futurama this. Let's all just jump ahead by 1,000 years.
There's only 2 though.
Well,
I'm small.
I'll keep watch. Don't worry. I mean, I'm a god now, apparently. We don't really know how that's going to affect Torque's life expectancy.
what we could have done, we could have all just laid down and taken turns instead of taking a short rest.
Well, maybe we'll need that on the way.
Oh, yeah. Like the healing pods from Chrono Trigger.
Great game. Great game.
That is exactly the reference I made earlier. Thank you for getting it. Yep.
So there's easy instructions, but this is
But
obviously
you're still hungry.
This is obviously the technology from the Valshar that Silas was referencing earlier.
It's all getting a little too above my brain span. So what do we do now?
Well, we still have to go and intercept Eddard on his way to the egg.
Right.
We've cleared the obstacle, so now we can actually go.
After also spending like an hour and a half dicking around here.
Yeah.
I hope he's just waiting and the ritual is taking the exact time that it needs for us to show up and burst in at the last second. Else we get down
we'll get there and it's all done.
Then we get to fight a dragon.
All right. I believe the door's over here.
Careful around the
Correct.
lava. It's hot.
Yeah, give a wide berth around the, especially with my little paper familiar.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's hot.
I don't want it to burst into flames.
Torque, door.
On it. Torque will approach the door. Sorry, there's just some stuff happening on my head, and I had to look away from my screen for a moment.
It's a door.
Yeah, behind the scenes, it's been a Monday.
Yep.
It has.
Just had to make sure that the fire alarm in my building wasn't going off again. You see,
Yes,
the door is locked. Yeah.
It is a stone door. It does not appear locked at first glance. You don't see any obvious locking mechanism. There's a rather simple, like lever handle kind of thing, like pull down to push open.
All right. Well, path of least resistance. Then I'll try the lever.
Okay.
Oh, the lever, Torque.
You pull the lever, and the door seems to have not been opened in a little bit of time. There's a bit of a puff of air, and then it pushes in and to the right.
Now, where have I seen this before?
Yeah.
It's one of them statue things.
Isn't this
Now, inside-
I meant what the statue is depicting, Tayland.
Someone's reusing assets. It's fine.
It is a
Honestly,
statue
just when I'm
of
starting to like
Umbra.
Yeah, statue of Umbra, yeah.
It is a statue of Umbra. As you open the door, it kind of starts to glow, gives off a faint light to the small sort of platform that it's on, and to the left, Torque, you can just peer around and you see stairs going down and then in and down again. You seem to be kind of circling down.
Well, gentlemen, shall we proceed?
Uh-huh.
I'm just
Sure.
gonna
I will
pull
flip
up-
double birds to Umbra on our way by, and
No, I'm pulling out the pistol and blowing the head off the statue.
well, that too.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
$22.
Okay, go ahead
I mean,
and roll
it's,
your damage.
It's not like it's trying to dodge
12 piercing.
stationary statue.
You don't blow the head off, but you do put a good bullet hole chunk in the side of its muzzle, like the side of its face.
You just blast the nose off.
Hey, Torque, you want to do a little bit of vandalism on the way down?
I'm starting to feel as though I'm being slightly typecast here.
You're
Torque will
the one with all the muscles in this.
take a nice two-handed swing, trying to take out the statue at the knees.
Yeah.
Would that be an attack roll or like an athletics check?
Go ahead and give me an attack roll
Ooh.
with advantage.
I was gonna say I'm gonna
Okay.
lash the whip around the neck and pull as he
Yes. Destroy the statue.
Our toughest foe yet.
Take that,
14
Umbra.
against a stationary target. Does that do anything?
Give me a religion check as well, please.
Everybody, or
No.
I don't know, just Torque.
just Torque.
You may add the results to your roll.
Ooh.
Oh, well, it's a 14 in religion for a total of 28 to hit in that case.
The whelming wrath of Desfuna
Ooh.
channels through you and through the Coral Warhammer as you attack a statue of one of her foes, the god of undeath. Go ahead and give me critical damage.
Alrighty. I don't actually have Whelming Wrath in my Roll20 character sheet.
Oh, you don't
so
have a
I'll go
roll 20.
ahead-
I give it to you on D&D Beyond. So
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I'm gonna do the D&D Beyond rolling
Yeah.
of the dice.
so double damage.
Okay, so I guess I'll just roll the damage die twice then. Where's that second roll? Ooh. Well, not to take the wind out of your sails, but that was a 4 and a 2 for a total of 11 damage with the modifier.
That's it. All right.
Oh
Well,
wait, I don't know if it it's not calculating the +1 to damage as well. So
No.
sorry, that's a 12 damage.
okay. We'll deal narrative damage to the statue here.
Narrative damage.
As the fury of Desfuna channels through you as the living embodiment of Desfuna currently in this world. And the rest of you watch as the coral hammer almost seems to come to life for a moment in his hands. And you smell brine, you smell the deep, and there's a movement of air in the room that reminds you of a wave cresting and a breeze over the water. And instead of smashing to bits, as you connect this coral hammer with the statue just kind of seems to almost turn to like sludgy water for a moment, holds its solidity, and then just splashes onto the ground. So there's just shards of it now just laying.
We're just gonna look at the warhammer and just kind of like turn it over in his hands and go, not what I was expecting.
You feel a bit of a pulse from the spark within you, just a poof.
Make sure you got a
Well,
couple
Talon,
of
is
those
this-
for Eddie when we get to him, right?
Would you say this one is sufficiently smashed then, Talon?
Yes. A sign of
dead.
things to come.
Your dead goddess would be proud.
Well, then let's keep moving.
Aye. Let's hope it's that easy to smash the real thing.
Good old narrative damage. It's like plot armor, the opposite.
Ah!
That's how you defeat plot armor with narrative damage. That's how. All right. So as you descend into the unknown depths of the Valshar compound, we will take a break.
Into the great unknown, into the
This is
far
a good
away.
transition point.
Okie dokie.
And we will be back shortly, so stay tuned.
Righto.
Be back.
Hey, Elderbrain Collective. If you've been enjoying our live stream D&D campaign and want to support us, there are many ways you can do just that, and we would be super grateful. Seriously, it'd be awesome. First, of course, make sure you're following us on Twitch. Once we get our 50 followers goal, we can make our stream even better with subscriber perks. Then, be sure to follow our Twitter account. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where we post stream VODs as well as additional content coming soon. Of course, you can listen to audio transcripts of our stream on Podbean if that's your preference. Of course, you'll miss out on our handsome faces, but you get our incredible voices, so it's pretty good. You want to hang out with the collective and chat D&D and, well, everything else? Head over to our Discord server. It's open to anyone who wants to join. Finally, we've just launched our Patreon page, which is the optimum and best way to support us. That's redundant. Optimum is best. Each tier gets you additional perks, including exclusive Discord emotes, monthly digital content, behind-the-scenes info and creature stats, and, for the truly faithful, you can even gain power over the PCs in-game, live on stream, and have an impact on what happens next. I think that's pretty awesome. We'd love your support. You can find the links to all of our sites on our link tree. Check out linktr.ee/elderbrain, linktree/elderbrain. We hope to see you joining us soon as a member of the collective. Happy gaming, everyone.
Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls.
Greetings, wary travelers. My name is Mike, and I will be playing the role of Dinar Neurixius, Dragonborn Wizard on the Sea of Souls. Allow me to get into character and we can learn a little bit more about this pale golden dragon. Being chosen is supposed to be a good thing. Chosen by the gods to serve a purpose. However, it can mean facing a life alone. I was born in our homeland, Drakor, in the east. And though these scales are supposed to be a blessing, I was reviled by so many. I could see their jealousy, could feel their stares. My own people shunned me, and so I left. I still drew stares when I arrived in Stormhaven. It's hard to miss these scales. But the dwarves were far more accepting of me. I learned I could put my magic to good use out on the seas, so I served aboard a ship, adding my arcana to their arsenal. Maybe one day I'll return home. Maybe they will welcome me as Verithan's champion. Or at least, as kin. For now, though, life among the Gungrim is good. I am used to standing out here, used to towering over this good folk. But what they lack in size, they make up for in heart.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I play the goblin Flick Dogslicer, an Eldritch Knight fighter. Once upon a time, there was a goblin named Flick. That's me. He was a good egg, but as a recently emancipated man, he didn't necessarily have the finest grasp on the rules of free society, and often ended up on the wrong side of the law. So anyway, I'm in this back alley, minding my own business, rooting through the trash, when this old guy in a blue dress and a big floppy hat with stars and crap all over it comes out of nowhere screaming, "Oh my god, it's a goblin," and starts shooting fire out of his hands at me. So I shanked him. I didn't mean to kill him per se, but, heat of the moment and all that. Now even I knew how this would play out with the guard, so I'm looking for a quick escape. But this old guy didn't even have the courtesy of carrying a coin purse, just this big stupid book. So, yoink, and I beat feet to the pier and sign aboard the first ship that's looking for crew. Long story short, with enough time and patience, even a bozo like me can figure out a little magic from that big old book. I joined a good crew and enjoy my life as a seafaring mercenary, trying to keep ahead of the law and maybe make a coin or two for myself. The end. By Flick.
Greetings, tale seekers and story watchers. I am Devon, medieval enthusiast and D&D veteran since my 11th birthday when I received the 3rd edition starter set. Led to a bit of a collection. I will be playing the part of Tayland Wavesinger, human bard and mariner, master of the weaponized sea shanty. Oh, it'd be alright if the wind was at our sails. Tayland is a man slowly being consumed by his own faults. He drinks far too much, and has quite a ruthless disposition against those he dislikes. But he still tries to do what's right when he can. As for his goals, well, I'll let him tell you. Oh, me name is Tayland Wavesinger, and I quickly tell to you of a man that I am a-hunting across the ocean blue, with power over the sea and sky. Believe me when I say that when I finally find the bastard, it'll be his last day.
In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man. Down to a sunless sea. Torque is a Tortle barbarian, presumed to be the sole survivor of the Loggerhead tribe. Even by Tortle standards, Torque is a taciturn individual, never deigning to use 5 words where 2 will suffice, and as such has been less than forthcoming in sharing his personal history with his compatriots. What is known of Torque is that he was discovered on a remote island by a passing merchant vessel, having apparently been marooned there for some years in the wake of a shipwreck which destroyed the rest of his tribe. It is for this reason that Torque holds a special reverence for Desfuna, goddess of the ocean, whom he believes spared his life in the ocean's storm that decimated his kin. Having spent the better part of a decade in near total isolation, Torque is unfamiliar with the ways of the modern world, and his social skills are somewhat lacking. It is perhaps for this reason that he has chosen to align himself with allies who are blessed in the gift of gab, as he continues on his pilgrimage, the destination of which is unknown even to himself. Hi everyone, my name is Jack, and I am not a professional voice actor or performer by any means. However, I do have a serious passion for tabletop RPGs, and I hope that you enjoy this upcoming game as much as we're going to enjoy playing it.
And welcome back. As you descend these steps, you come to a threshold where what you can tell has been sort of constructed rooms meets older tunnel, meets a little bit more natural cave structure. There's still steps kind of carved in, but there's that definite change. You are descending for a significant amount of time, going well below the city. And it's not until you've been going for about 20 minutes, half an hour of just constant descent, just winding stair.
Holy cow.
Starts to open up a little bit more. And it starts to, instead of kind of curling around itself, the tunnel continues to descend, but opens up. It continues down and then a descent. You can feel the dampness, the cold down here. You are pretty deep. As the tunnel straightens out, you're immediately met with a couple of options. There is a tunnel that continues to descend to the left, going down, and to the right, evens out a little bit more. Wider at first, but you can see ahead that it narrows. There are those globes of light, very faint down here, but still with enough energy to kind of cast a dim light, interspersed. Some of them seem to be set in anchors that are actually fixed into the wall. Others are just laying on the ground or set up on a crude sort of brazier of sticks. But that same technology, these same globes seem to be interspersed, for now at least, throughout the tunnels.
Sorry, did you say that the lights were only set up on one of the two branching paths, or
No.
they're on both?
Both. And they've been continuously, as you've been going down, they've been set in the walls, kind of giving light. Yeah.
There goes where my decision of which path to take was going to go. I was like, oh yeah, the one with the lights, obviously that would, but never mind.
So there's two options, Craig?
There are two options. Well, three if you want to turn around and go back, but
yeah.
So continue down or into the passage.
Continue down to the left or continue roughly even to the right.
I am trying to recall who saw Eddard, like who had a vision of him doing his thing. Did anyone, or were we just told about it?
All I know is you can't go wrong if you always go right.
You're told.
We were told about it. Okay. So we have no information. It's a coin toss.
Well, we could do some scouting. We could send some flyers down.
Torque is just going to listen and see if he can hear any noise coming from either pathway.
Okay.
Also, maybe check and see if there's, if there's any like fresh footprints or like just like if one side is like dustier or whatever, like just trying to figure out
traffic in one or the other.
Yeah, like which one seems more active, which one seems more in use.
Okay, that would be survival, I would say, as opposed to, if you want to just listen, that'd be perception. If you want to look for signs of activity, then that would be survival.
I'll take survival.
You go ahead and do the survival. I'll kind of stop and
perceive.
Yeah, strain my ears, kind of tap into that skill I had developed when I was hiding in an alley trying to determine what the patrols of all the guards were without having to look at them.
So that's 18 in survival for me.
And a 20 for perception.
So combined between the two of you, the best that you're able to determine, there isn't really any signs of traffic, but the air seems a little bit cooler to the left. To the right, the globes seem to have a little bit more energy. The light seems to be a little bit more active, whereas to the left it seems to be a little bit dimmer.
As if like more power is being diverted to one than the other.
It seems as though I'll say you're not able, you can't find tracks and stuff, but putting your heads together, the left seems to have not been traversed in quite a long time, whereas the right, you get the feeling is probably has been more frequently used or more recently used.
All right, Torque will
By who
start
you
heading
haven't,
right.
by who you're not sure, but
I mean, if those ones are the ones that are more in use, like even if they don't lead us to Eddard, they should presumably lead us to the surface, if that's the case. So Torque will start going right and just sort of gesture for the others to follow, which is sort of a shrug.
All right.
I guess we go that way.
Worst case scenario, we turn around and go back.
okay. So you take the path to the right.
As I said,
what-
it's not wrong if it's right.
What is your approach here, marching order? What are you guys, how are you doing?
Torque will take the lead.
I think Dinar will.
I think our normal option is Torque in the front, Flick in the back, and then Dinar and Tayland in the middle.
Sure.
I'm pretty meaty and I've got danger sense, so you know.
Okay, so sorry, Torque in the front.
So I
Then
guess-
let's go Dinar, Tayland, Flick.
Yeah, I want to be next to Flick so we can talk about nonsense.
That's right.
That works for me.
Okay.
Do you think Torque's ever going to take that anchor off, or do you think he's just going to leave it there?
It looks gorgeous. You see how it's hanging there?
No. Look,
It's balanced beautifully, man.
as far as adornments go,
Or give me perception.
You got
you're
it.
not going to get any argument from me.
No disadvantage because I'm listening to these chuckleheads. Is there?
No, you're used to them, so you're able to do them.
I just tune them out perfectly. Well, not that perfectly because I got an 8 in perception.
Okay.
Less than perfectly. Abysmally, one could say.
You're unable to really pay attention to much of what's ahead of you. But nothing surprises you, nothing jumps out at you, nothing out of the ordinary occurs. You kind of follow the path. 20 feet, 40, 60 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet.
Oh, I'm so tired of all this walking. I was ready for action.
Is Torque counting our distance as we move? He's like 200 feet, 210 feet.
I mean, that's up to you if you want.
That sounds like a Torque thing to do.
But you're kind of gauging, just, you get an idea for how far you're going, right?
How many heartbeats has it been?
Whose heartbeats?
Fair enough.
Depends. But as you continue on through the tunnel, the glow bulbs begin to get a little bit brighter, kind of one by one. And you come upon a sort of large circular chamber that has broken vials and glass and shards of metal, bits of stone just scattered around the entire room. And at first you're unable to kind of make heads or tails of what any of this is. But given your recent experience with the arc bomb, something exploded in this room. And you can kind of trace the center out path of debris that whatever something was here and it exploded, for lack of a better term, and everything, whatever these bits belong to, all that's left is just shrapnel. There is a door set into the stone very crudely. It's an unusual design. It's that sort of same like glossy stone, almost metallic material that the stasis pod was made out of.
Mhm.
But it's chipped and it's got, dents and things in it, and it looks like it was just like a slab of something that was kind of shoved in here as some sort of barrier to block that passageway. And there are no other exits to the room.
Now hold on. Something's screwy here, I think.
Yeah, this place is a mess.
Do you think we're too late?
How old does this debris look? Like it's not like
Could I make a survival check for that potentially?
I would say either survival or investigation for anybody that wants to try to put the pieces.
I'll attempt a survival.
I will also attempt survival.
I will survival.
I mean, I won't survival that well. I got an 11. Rolling like booty this game.
Yeah.
I also got 11.
Oof.
Yeah, based on that approach, you're not sure. It doesn't necessarily look recent, but you don't know how long ago it happened. Like it didn't like just happen. But as to how long ago, you're not able to figure out.
Well, I don't feel like walking through this crap. I'm gonna cast Spiritual Swabby and clear clean a path to the door for us.
Okay.
Well, why not?
I don't want to get glass shards in my boots. That's just
Okay.
Cleanliness is next to deswoonedness.
just careful for the slippery bits. That's all.
I
So
mean,
you
I would
clear-
assume so anyway.
You cleared the path, and as you approach the slab, not really a door, on the other side, a eye suddenly just appears. Sort of magic
Whoa,
eye
hello.
just appears on the door and kind of looks around the room, looks at you, and it's huge. It's like it's like the size of your head.
That's a
And
big
it kind
eye.
of looks at you for a second.
Maybe if we shoot it with an arrow, it'll open the locked door.
It blinks a couple of times and then just closes and vanishes.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
No, I can't say I've ever seen that before.
Do you think it was looking for someone else?
Huh.
Just appreciating the good work I did down here. We're gonna get a tip out of this. Did it
Was
look
it
like a
Yeah,
humanoid?
Yeah, I was gonna
eye,
say,
or
yeah. Was it like a humanoid eye, or are we talking like just like a seal eye, like a shark eye, like what?
one of those crazy goat eyes with the cross? Yeah.
Oh god,
It
yeah.
roughly humanoid, I would say. No, it didn't have like distinct,
Color was the
flecks in
sclera.
pupils and everything like that. It was just somewhat translucent, functional, magic. Definitely magic. It just kind of appeared and then disappeared.
Why don't we try to... Excuse me. Eyeball. We seek passage beyond this opening.
Lab.
Nara, you look like a dolt.
I'm all right with that.
Oh, we know.
We got our doorman right here. Little
No
guy.
response.
No response?
Oh.
All right, look, before we go smashy,
No, I'm assuming scooch
Yeah.
it aside. You don't.
I more so deal with ears, not eyes. Although I do look fabulous.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe it can't hear us because it can only see things.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Torque will, in the dirt and dust on the floor, just write "hello?" ? Well,
Nothing happened.
unfortunately, I am out of ideas.
Let's see. What does my spyglass of other sight do again? Ghost sight, danger sense, and X-ray vision. This is not. This is not. Well, it is stone, but it might be thicker than 2
X-ray
feet.
vision. That's pretty thick stone. That would basically mean there's no room behind it, is what that would mean.
All right, Dinar's going to pull out his spyglass of other sight, and he will use the X-ray vision.
Okay.
On it.
And then we're all going to laugh when he pulls it away because Tayland definitely put black chalk on the eyepiece.
Of course you did. As you put your spyglass up to the stone slab, you can see a passage on the other side, very similar to what you just passed through. Standing directly behind the door, just kind of standing there, and for you it appears also like right in your field of vision is a skeletal creature. Somewhat humanoid, though its features are unlike anything you've seen before. Bone structure, shape is odd. It's got like bits of metal or something kind of like fused in with the bone, and it's just kind of standing there just looking at the door. You're looking right at it, almost through it, but it's just like...
With my X-ray vision, can I see that there are any kind of mechanisms on this slab, or am I able to see that? Not able to see.
You
anything?
see through it, no. You won't see inside of it, yeah.
That's fair. All right, so there is some kind of skeletal guard on the other side of this slab. So maybe smashy, knockdowny is a good call.
I'm assuming the slab is like leaned against the opening.
It's like wedged in.
Like,
So you there's like there are like small little holes, like gaps on it.
no, but basically, if it were to push it, it would fall out. But we can't push it in as easily, is what I'm driving at.
It actually looks like it falls
Oh,
the other way. Yeah.
oh, perfect. Then yeah, let's just crush this thing and move on.
All right, Torque.
I mean, presumably there's a proper way in.
This
If
is
you
it.
insist. Whelming Wrath in hand. Ew, that's gonna be a 17.
Protect the
Oh
slab.
well. That, I mean, if that's the consensus.
To give it a good push in is essentially what I'm looking for.
Basically, just want to.
Oh,
Okay, so that's
yeah,
more,
well,
yeah, just athletics.
In that case, yeah, probably the less aggro solution. Yeah, Torque will just put his shoulder up against and push. 15, so
Okay.
not terrible.
Rolling single digits.
It gives a little, like it does start to give, and it kind of like doesn't fall over, but it does push in a little bit. As it does so, from the other side, you hear like a
Torque will.
Does it sound like moaning and groaning, or does it sound like language that we don't understand?
Well, that's a good question.
Wouldn't language we don't understand sort of sound like moaning and groaning?
I'm looking for more undead grunts rather than just.
It sounds like an undead grunt. Yeah, it sounds like a
Yeah, Craig, come on, like world build for us. Where's your undead skeleton?
Where's your
conline?
gutter speak?
You're telling me that you didn't write an entire skeleton language?
Not yet.
Amateur.
Doesn't even have a skeleton conlang. What do we do here? Now that the slab is like pushed a crack, Torque will just like put his eye up to where the crack is, and just see what the skeleton is doing in response.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 17.
It seems to be standing a few steps back, and you can see now that, yeah, it's not wearing armor, but it's almost got like it's molded armor, like it's bone metal, kind of almost like fused together.
Shell.
In one hand, it's got this weird, long, almost perfectly black blade that just looks jagged and of some strange material, and it's just kind of standing back a little bit. It doesn't look over to you at all. It's just kind of staring at the door, just like.
Torque will push on the door some more. See if that changes its reaction.
Let's give him a hand here, guys. Get this door in.
Yeah.
It just kind of again steps back like.
I guess Dinar and Flick will help push while Talon claps.
I'm giving bardic inspiration. There you go, Torque. You can add a D8.
Okay, so I am rolling again then. Excellent.
And with advantage if we can help you.
Sure.
Okay.
More than one of you can push. It is rather large, so.
Yeah, but
that'll be at 23.
Add
I'll
the
just hold on to
D8,
that.
damn it.
What if I need it within the next 10 minutes?
Yeah, you won't need it for this.
I feel like pushing on a door is a waste.
You shove it in, and as it starts to like slowly fall in, the creature just kind of like, and just doesn't move as it like crushes.
Nice.
The thing, and there's like a crunch of bone and metal just kind of as you completely flatten it.
Oh.
Wonderful.
I almost feel kind of bad about this.
No.
We don't even know if it was hostile to us.
Well, considering
sure
we're
now.
going after the god of dead minion, yeah, I mean...
You know what? Excellent point. Good job, everyone. Let's keep moving
Yes,
forward.
yes. Valiantly, we have slain the foe. In single combat.
Passage opens up beside you.
Hooray.
Behind it, I mean. And continues just straight, almost like dead arrow straight.
That's an awfully straight corridor. Straight as an arrow.
It's just, I've seen this trick before. They're using the hallway so that they can load in the next area as we traverse.
No, usually there's lots of debris and you gotta navigate through it, and
It's a buffering zone, yeah.
Just so long as there's not a bunch of health potions and stuff at the end.
Little ammo boxes.
A full heal and a save point. What?
What is
random
beyond
ammo
this door?
boxes laying around? Yeah. Loot cache. So yeah, it's a very, very straight tunnel beyond. It extends at least 200-300 feet. You can see as the light globes are glowing orbs.
This
are
is
spaced out along.
This is stonework, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is an incredibly long and arduous. I mean, like, why? Oh, we've been walking for ages.
Yeah, like who builds this kind of crap down here 200 feet under?
Dwarves and
Underground.
kobolds, I imagine.
Well, think of it from the perspective of where we are right now. Wouldn't long, monotonous tunnels with very narrow choke points be the best to prevent yourselves from being ambushed at an opportune time?
Yeah, but this is like we're going to the family crypt. Who the hell goes through all this rigmarole to bury their dead? Like, this seems ridiculous.
Well, as we have already seen, there's a lot more than just bodies.
But remember
reason.
what Silas's folio said, though. The Valshar crashed here. And somewhere beneath Tyr is the vessel they crashed in, right? So who's doing all this work down here? Maybe it's them getting out of their ship.
Well, like busy little ants digging their way out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Maybe
Fair enough.
maybe it wasn't them digging in, maybe it's them digging out.
Well, you're the one who grew up with dwarves. Can you tell anything?
That's a good question. Does this look dwarvish to me?
It does not look dwarvish.
Okay.
but I will. You can give me a, I don't know, history, perception, whatever.
I'll go history.
If you want to look at the stone walls, look at the
Sure. I'll go history.
craftsmanship, more or less.
That's a 9, but my history is an 8, so 17.
17. Okay. The thing that stands out to you is the lack of tool marks.
Mm.
I was afraid of that.
There's no chisel marks. There's no like spots where you can see, pickaxe hammering. There's no the typical tools that dwarves use, even when they craft like pristine tunnels. There's none of that. There is, especially with this straight tunnel here, there is a perfect precision to the angles, to the curves. Something cut through this stone, and it wasn't physical tools.
Well, this certainly was not the work of dwarves.
It's not round, is it?
Not perfectly round. No, it is flat floor. There's like a little bit of a curve.
That's
like
fine.
The top,
That's
but
fine.
No,
It's not a worm writhing, so that's
okay. No, it doesn't. I would say, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't appear to be. It is not natural. Like, it's not like something ate its way through, but it also wasn't physically like carved out.
acid
Magic.
or magic.
Maybe they just painted over the chisel marks, just coated it all, and just a generous helping of landlord white. We keep going a little bit further. There's like a light switch that's been painted over.
And a roach, like kind of paint and painted over the dead roach. Yeah, totally. That's exactly what's happening.
I guess we'll just keep
Yeah.
trucking on. And
The ad did say there was a lot of floor space. I just didn't realize it would all be hallways.
All right. As you continue,
I assume it's
right
rather
on-
rather echoey, right?
Oh yeah.
I think we'll maybe keep our voices a little bit on the low side.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
And it's lit too. That's the other thing with these crystals.
Totally lit.
It's lit, bro.
Uh-huh.
So
All
you
right, fam.
Continue on.
Yeah.
All right.
We shall continue on until the next narrative standpoint.
The tunnel is unremarkable. However, you do find about another half dozen of these skeletal creatures long dead. These ones-
Deader.
You have no idea if these ones were animated or not.
Okay.
They're laying on the ground. Not together. They just seem to be like sparsed out, like one here kind of slouched against the wall. One you do find has like scorch marks over what its chest would be. And its neck is kind of like at a busted angle. Another one is, flattened on the ground.
As just sort of a precaution, Torque is going to gather up any like intact skulls that are amidst these piles of bones, and then just like roll them all down the hallway back the way we came. So if they do come back to life and reanimate, it'll take slightly longer for them to put themselves together and buy us an opportunity to leave.
Okay.
Skull
Sounds good.
bowling.
Eventually, the tunnel opens up to the left. The tunnel continues on, but the cavern, it kind of opens up almost to a cavern. And at first, it's just dark. It takes a moment for your eyes to kind of adjust, and there's just this vast open cavern. The depths of it, you are unable to determine. It's that the far wall is beyond your sight. But there is a glow, there's a bit of a hum. And far below, you can see now that there are almost like stone rampways, and you can see some collapsed scaffolding. as you look below, there's signs where things have been anchored in the past that have all collapsed. There's some wooden stuff looks more common to your technology. There's also grooves, like perfect line grooves cut in the stone. Again, that the precision is just impeccable. There seems to be bits of metal almost kind of mixed in with the stone in certain spots. Here and there, you see some more of that, what Flick described as ribbons, like frayed ribbons that were inside of Sentinel here and there as well. And there's a weird, long, elongated, kind of roundish shape far, far below. It looks like a building, looks like a structure of some sort, but one end of it is quite narrow until it suddenly just stops at a stone wall. And the end that is protruding, there seems to be two large, almost like a arcing section that comes out of it. A lot of it is caved in and debris collapsed. And it seems to be, the best you can tell, that's that same kind of metallic stone glossy substance. The thing that grabs your attention is that as your eyes adjust, the cavern floor is littered with skeletons, just covered, more than you could possibly count. It is a field of metal-infused bone corpses, as far as you can see.
Well,
This
I think we know where that army of undead's coming from.
This is just where they keep the spare parts, then.
Well, presumably they all were in that.
I'm not sure how comfortable I feel in this place. I think we should continue moving.
I mean, there's got to be treasure down there, but yeah, we probably should go stop the end of the world first.
I mean, that is our priority at this moment.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
We can
the egg
always
is not
circle
down
back.
there.
Oh, there's
Talon,
something down there.
Talon, give me a perception check, please.
Can do.
I remember if Silas said anything to about where exactly the egg was.
Is this a site-based one?
Yes.
Sweet.
Flick, you can give me a listening perception with advantage as well.
26.
Yeah, never mind. I mean, I'll roll it just because I get to. So
Yeah.
Haha, 23.
So, Talon, as you're gazing upon this apocalypse of the Valshar, from what you can tell, you can make out signs of buildings long collapsed, but you can see where they had tried to construct possibly homes or structures of some sort. There are buildings, there are carvings and symbols reminiscent of the underground temple which you had rescued Tonshu from. You can see some of the same strange designs and patterns in certain places. And as you're looking across this ruin of an entire people, you see movement in the bones.
Oh boy.
Hard to pick out at first, but a couple
The
here
thing
and
that I
there.
didn't want to happen is happening.
A few heads here and there, bony heads move and just kind of look.
Guys?
Half a dozen.
Oh, I'm yes, this
A
is
dozen.
exactly the scenario
More.
that I thought might happen.
At the same time, Flick,
Yeah.
you hear eventually, as your ears adjust, just kind of a consistently low, like a hum, like the stasis pod, but deeper, and just constant, this background hum.
Huh. Neat.
Uh-huh.
Kind of sets my back teeth on edge a little bit, but anyone else hear that hum?
Some of the
No,
figures
but
start
I
to move, pick their way
see
through
all
the
that.
bones and moving slowly, just kind of not necessarily with malice or purpose, but just in your direction with curiosity. They're moving.
From the bottom of the cavern?
Yeah. Amidst the field of bones, there are moving ones.
How far away are they?
Hmm.
I don't have a good sense of
At least
scale.
100 feet. You're talking like 100 or more. Like
we're
it's
like 100 feet down?
oh yeah, they're
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Silas said that
Then I'll get
There
a
are-
cheery little wave and we'll find our way
There
home.
are, like I said, there are ways down. There are some stone platforms. There are the remains of, sort of lattice work, scaffolding and stuff. So in theory, it's possible to get down or to get up, but it's like you're on the edge of a canyon down at
Yeah.
the bottom. And there's
Yeah. Is this where we need to be, or is this just a distraction and we need to get past this to get
I don't
want
think
to?
we have a way of knowing that.
I, for one, certainly don't want to stick around to find out if skeletons are good climbers. So
Look,
if we can press on.
Silas told us that we're looking for a vault. So, do those structures at the bottom of this cavern look like a vault to you guys?
I mean, a vault could look like anything.
A vault housing a giant egg.
This is a shanty town
Hey.
around an underground crashed spaceship, right? So
yeah. To clarify what, especially Talon would have caught from Silas and from the notes as well. The tunnels that the Valshar used will lead you to the crypts, which are actually built by the Veils. So
yeah,
you're not.
This is definitely
is
not
like
where-
this is
This
where
is
the
definitely not
Valshar-
created by the Veils.
No, this is the Valshar ruins, and you're using their tunnels basically to get through.
we need to find the way past this. And is there any evidence, like continuation of the tunnel we've been in?
The tunnel that you're in continues on past the
Right.
opening. You can almost think it like it's like you're in a tunnel and then it opens up and then closes again as you go past. It continues
Oh,
past
oh.
this cavern. Yeah.
Then definitely I will spiritual swab you, just make sure that the top few steps are nice and slippery in case anyone tries to climb up, and then we can just carry on our merry way.
Okay.
Craig, you beat me to it.
Yeah, I'm trying it out for you, Mike.
I know.
I will say that Torque, with your survival and sort of the perception that you guys have put together earlier, the left fork earlier would have theoretically taken you down
Into the skeleton pit.
into the Valshar ruins proper.
Well,
You
glad that I won that coin toss.
wisely.
Bullet dodge. Let's keep moving.
Onwards and forwards.
Onwards and onwards.
The souls of the dead fill the
All right.
space of my eyes.
You continue on, and excuse me. After you pass on past the open passage that you passed in the past. After probably about 10 minutes or so, Flick, your very keen ears pick up bone on stone behind you.
Hey.
Behind us.
As the souls of the dead fill the space of my ears.
Yeah, I will
They have
periodically
pursuers.
make some slippery spots behind us then, just to
All right.
tangle them up as best I can. But, yeah, fellas, they're following us, eh?
Let's continue to walk faster then.
Uh-huh.
The trickle of sound becomes louder. You begin to hear multiple.
Oh
You
boy.
can hear the sound of running skeletal feet.
Do I need to set up a 60-foot wall of light behind us?
Wouldn't hurt.
That's better than me. I mean, I can throw up a wall of water.
I'm assuming once they walk into this wall, they'll just
Or a wall of wind.
that'll stop them.
What?
Your wall of wind.
Not really. It'll slow them down.
Well, yeah, it'll slow them down or stop
Not
them
by much,
temporarily.
though.
Mine
Your-
might actually kill them.
Your wall will probably slow them down significantly more, in that there will be less of them.
Craig,
Yeah,
how
let's
wide is the
Try
tunnel?
and take advantage of the bottleneck here.
About 20 feet wide.
Oh,
That's not bad.
yeah, but if I shoot a straight line
But don't do
60
that.
feet down the middle. See, the
Or
thing
so-
is that it's
So
it's
you can
5 feet wide, the wall of light, and they have to
Right.
finish their turn in it in order for it to take effect. Otherwise, they can just pass right through it.
Does it really?
Yeah.
It's not when
So-
they enter the space.
Uh,
When they enter and
no. When the wall appears, each creature in its area must make a Constitution saving throw.
right.
The creature that ends its turn in the wall's area takes 48 radiant damage.
Oh.
So it's when it's initially cast. There's the attack
Passing
essentially.
through it doesn't actually cause any damage, then yeah, don't waste
Yeah.
the spell slot then.
If
Yeah.
we do a wall of fire,
That's why I wanted to do it 60 foot in a straight line from our location back towards them, because then they'd have to run 60 feet, which they probably can't do in a turn before they would finish in it. But if it's 20 foot wide, I'm not going to take up enough space with that wall.
Either that or we just
The bony footsteps are getting closer.
I mean, I think we keep moving.
Captain, can I borrow that decanter of yours?
Sure.
Torque,
Dinar will-
as they continue to move, Torque is just he's gonna take up the rear this time, and he's just gonna trail water behind him to try and make the floor slippery, in the hope that that'll slow them down some.
so you can say,
mayonnaise.
you could say geyser, and it will produce 30 gallons of water gushing forth, 30 feet long, 1 foot wide.
I mean, if we can't see them, then that means presumably they're more than 30 feet away. I think that we should continue walking, if nothing else.
Oh, I'm running.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've been periodically, swabbying back there, trying to tangle them up a little bit, but it's not helping.
Right?
I think we run until we can see them.
I
Like
guess,
run away
yeah.
from them until they get up close enough we can see them.
Assuming that they're faster than us.
Yeah.
And if we can outdistance them, then great.
But they don't get tired.
So I hear.
You begin to run with the sound of pursuit behind you.
Do the skeletons get faster as we?
Oh, so-
like, do they start running after us?
They seem to be keeping pace, actually.
This is some 28 days later stuff.
Mm,
Ooh.
You come to something that, in this situation, is a little bit of dread, as the tunnel continues straight ahead of you, but there's also two branches to either side.
Ugh.
Go right. Do we think that they're have some way to follow us, like to trace us, or is it their sight?
Or sound.
We can test. Ooh.
You can give me an insight on that if you want, but
Okay.
Okay.
these literally being aliens, you are not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's fair. I have no idea.
They are alien to you.
Ah.
All right,
Because I could like throw up a fog cloud here, but I don't know if that's actually gonna help.
okay, fellas, which way are we going?
Right.
We're going right. Then down the left tunnel, 30 feet up the tunnel, I'm going to minor illusion a sound of a crying baby.
Ooh,
All right, let's hustle.
Okay.
good
All
call.
right, Torque will not stop to question it. He will just hustle.
All right.
First thing that popped into my head.
That's more concerning.
All right. You take the path to the right. It slopes up very, very gradually
Oh, great.
and then levels out. As you continue to run, you can hear the pursuit behind you. You can hear some rattling bones, possibly sounds of confusion. A couple other sounds that you're not really sure what to make of. They're just kind of like almost like the best you could describe, especially Dinar, you'd be familiar. It sounds like magic, some sort of casting or something where there's like different sounds like that.
That's a problem.
The passage that you're running down, you come upon doorways in either side at regular intervals that whatever door was in them has long since gone. The chambers themselves are mostly empty, almost perfectly square cut with, again, those somewhat rounded corners. Some, they've got old furniture, beds, but in strange designs. One has a couple of broken stasis pods in it. More have shattered glass here and there, bits and pieces of things. Appears to be living quarters or war of these Valshar at some point in the distant past. But the passage continues on. Eventually, you do see a connecting stairs that lead down to what you can only assume would be the main passage that you've gone as well. They do seem to kind of link up a little bit. And the tunnel that you are in takes a turn to the right and suddenly just stops. So you come around a corner and about 20 feet ahead of you, there's just wall.
Torque will put his hand on the wall.
Okay. It's cold stone.
All right, well, it's not an illusion. He'll knock on it, see if it produces a hollow tone.
It's solid stone.
Back to the pass through.
Well then. Yeah, let's try and correct our course before the skeletons catch up.
So we'll go back to where that branch leads back to the middle path.
Yeah.
Can I get all of you to give me a dexterity? I think it's not saving. Give me actually athletics or acrobatics, I'll say. Your choice.
All right.
Okay, I know which one I'm going with.
Yeah.
Athletics for Dinar.
23.
Oh, that's not in the box.
19.
That was almost real crap. I rolled a 16 plus 4 athletics, so 20. Dirty 20.
Hey.
All right. So despite the beating that you took from the Sentinel and only a short rest, the sense of urgency and perhaps a little bit of fear urges you on as you all just book it and press through. As you run down these stairs and come back into the main tunnel and take a hard right, you can just catch now in the light of the globes at the edge of your sight, probably about 200 feet or so back. The tunnel is just full, wall to wall, of a horde of metal bone infused skeletal creatures just running, booking it down the tunnel. One of them, most of them are holding those kind of crude black metal swords. A few of them seem to have something else almost kind of fused in to their where their hands would be. One of them raises it and a bolt of energy comes flying out of it. Who is taking up the rear? I believe it was Torque or Flick. Flick, and can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Dex save. I can make a dex save. That's better.
19. All right. You manage to kind of sidestep out of the way as this bolt of energy, kind of purplish red in color, blasts by you, and you can see as it like hits the wall and kind of leaves a scorch mark and a little bit of a sizzle. They have ranged weapons of some sort.
Red lasers means bad guys. Let's keep moving.
Yep.
Not in Star Wars, it doesn't.
All right. So you continue on at this point. The tunnel seems more or less straight now, and you get to a point where, again, you can see the change in construction, where it appears that the Valshar constructed tunnel gives way to stonework. More of what you would expect of your own era's technology or infrastructure in carving. There are no more globes past this point. Ahead of you, it is pitch black.
Dinar will light up.
Yeah,
Hooray!
I'll pause for a moment and cast light on Paige as well.
Hooray! I can
Right.
see. I can
If Torque has
fly.
time, he'll take out a torch, I guess.
Why?
Low priority.
Running straight ahead. I'm gonna say Talon with your passive perception.
Oh, yeah.
You notice.
Let me be the one to point out. I don't want to. I like to be fair.
Okay.
Even with dark vision, and if we're in dim light, I have a -5 to my passive perception.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
You'll still see this. It's not like hard. It's impossible to see. It's just you would be the one to notice this.
Okay.
That there are, at 10-foot intervals, there are grooves in the floor as you run, and you pass by about 6 or 7 of them. And up ahead on the wall, on the right-hand side of the wall, you see a lever, currently in the down position.
Pull the lever, Torque.
Torque will
Disclaimer:
pull
I
the
have no
lever.
idea. Disclaimer: I have no idea what it does. It's not my fault if something bad happens.
I mean, if there's nothing else that we can interact with, it seems like probably our best bet.
Well, no, it's either we run past it and don't touch it, or we touch it. Touch it.
Okay.
Do it. Craig's grinning. Do it.
Torque will
I'm usually
flip the lever on the way, just sort of on reflex.
Okay. Just I say, you being the one to do it, you're strong enough. Yeah, you don't need to you can just be like, elbow it, and it'll probably go up. For a moment, nothing happens. Then you hear kind of and as you run, you look
It
behind,
did something.
and you see a series of iron portcullises come out of the ground, rising up and blocking off the passage.
And once again, I have saved us all.
Wait, did the portcullises come up in front of us or behind us?
behind you.
Oh, okay.
As you run past
This
them,
is
they
Talon
very,
Wave
very
Singer,
different outcome.
savior
And
of
they-
friends.
block the tunnel. And as you pass by, you can hear the frustrated screams and a couple of blasts, some clanging of metal.
It's almost like whoever built this place knew they were down there, huh?
Given the giant stone slab on one end and the portcullises on the other, it would appear so that whoever used these tunnels had a way of blocking them off at either end from pursuit.
Good to know they can be stopped with such conventional methods.
I mean, of course.
Maybe we can pat ourselves on the back once we've killed Eddard and saved the island. Let's keep moving.
Nah, that's more than a pat. That's a full length like spa visit.
Regardless, we have a ticking clock.
The passage now continues and narrows to 10 feet of worked stone and tiled floor. There are, it looks like imitations or recreations of those glowing orbs. But these ones clearly using more familiar magic. I feel like an ever-burning or an ever-glow magic. Inside you can see that arcane pulse. A purplish energy wafting off of them. Or wafting, emanating. Set in about 20-foot intervals. And the passage turns to the right and becomes a set of stairs that lead up. And you can just see the stairs climbing for a good 80, 100 feet straight up. You can see more, you can see the top of it where there's pillars, 2 pillars and glowing orbs at the top there.
So much walking and climbing.
Yeah, we'll continue.
Well, we're getting our steps in today, boys. These boots were made for walking. That's just what they'll do.
We'll ascend the stairs.
Ascend the stairs.
Ascend. You know what's weird? That it's called climbing stairs. I've always thought that was weird.
You're not climbing. It's true.
Yeah.
At the top.
How are we doing? Like we've been because like we were descending stairs for like half an hour to 45 minutes, and then we've been walking for like.
It's been a few hours.
Yeah. How are we doing?
You're doing okay. I mean,
okay.
You're tired, but
okay.
Are you asking me or are you asking yourselves? Like, how you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm more a little from column A, a little from column B.
I would say,
you carry me.
Given the roles that you guys made, was kind of part of that. That I think the urgency is like you guys are tired, but
adrenaline.
There's that urgency that's pressing you forward, right?
Hmm.
Be that as it may, Torque, can you carry me?
Please just keep walking.
I can't walk. My legs hurt.
At the top of the stairs, there is a room that you find yourselves in with 2 contraptions that again are replicas.
Ah, yes, this nonsense again.
These appear to be replicas of the Valstar technology. Definitely crude approximations, but still effective. And a wall of energy between 2 points. Kind of, you can see through it. You can see that there is gears, a lever, kind of a solid slab. I'll use the word slab again of stone on the other side of it. But this wall of energy seems to be you're blocking you from what's beyond.
Hmm.
Well, we know how to solve this problem.
Didn't we just smash the console?
Yes. That solved the problem.
Are you volunteering me to smash something yet again?
I mean, you're pretty good at it. It is kind of the only thing you contribute.
Oh.
You know, it's funny. For a while there, I was actually starting to tolerate you.
Aha! Gotta keep you sharp.
So, Craig, sorry, just in case I missed it, we were in stonework tunnels, a stonework staircase up to this room. Is this room also stonework, or does this room look like it was okay?
Yeah.
The room outside of Silas's cage, was it also like this room, or was it more Valshir? Okay.
No, more what you would expect. Yeah.
Torque, I'd like to say there's a different
more
option.
Current
but,
age of Eudora appropriate.
we had no way to make sense of the mechanisms back in Silas's cage. I don't see why we'd be able to do it here all of a sudden. So unfortunately, I think smashing is our only way forward.
Very well. Torque will heft up the hammer and just bring it down on the console.
All right, go ahead and make an attack for me.
All righty.
That console will need to be consoled.
Well, that'll be a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
Rolling damage. That'll be 14.
Okay. Can I get you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Oh, dang it.
Hooray!
I was just going to say, like, maybe Dinar should... Ugh.
Hmm, 24.
24. Okay. You feel a pulse of energy, like blowback, come from the console that you hit. But you managed to almost just kind of like pure grit shake it off. And so you only take 10 points of force damage.
Hooray!
I couldn't absorb
It
force
starts
anyways.
the wall fades a little bit, becomes a little bit more transparent, but is still there, has not dropped yet.
Well, that's one down. Tayland, would you like to sing a song to the other one? Maybe pour some whiskey on it?
Give it the old thing treatment. Can we tell, like, can I tell when this backlash, was it like, did it go through the hammer? Was it more of like a little tiny wave, or was it like a big boom?
An explosion.
It was more like a, how to explain it, like a pulse back.
Fair enough. Let's try good old fashioned scientific ingenuity. Shoot it to open the door.
Okay, go ahead and make a shot.
I shall gather the salts in the air, or in my pocket if there isn't any, or cover it in my body, as is most likely the case, forming it into a bullet within the chamber, and
Just pull some out of your demeanor.
hey, that's good. I like that. 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 piercing. Oof.
8 piercing.
Not
Okay.
ideal.
This is
Con
more of a
save, please.
test. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Con save 8.
You will take 20 points of force damage.
Whoa!
You take the full brunt of it.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So, future notice. Doesn't matter if you touch it. Zadar, magic.
You're assuming that the same thing's not going to happen just because we're attacking
Did I shoot a magic bullet? Yes. Does that count as magic?
Second panel fizzles and sparks. And the
Hooray.
barrier disappears.
Oh,
I did it.
good job, Tayland. We're all very proud of you. And Dinar will give him a good pat on the back.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, what do we got here?
I'm on fire today.
There are several gears into the wall with a long handle. Seems to be a very simple mechanism, simply a matter of pulling, and you can see where the slab on this side, you can see pulleys and stuff attached to it, whereas pulling the gear, the lever and operating the gear will simply swing it. And you can tell that it does swing inwards towards you. Standing close to it, Torque and Flick, you can feel warmth. There is warmth on the other side of this.
Well, if the door's swinging this way, stand back.
Well, hey, it's just
Muscle
like
man do his muscles.
a capstan back on the ship.
Essentially.
To me, Ruda, Ruda, round Cape Horn with the tons and going to me, Ruda, Ruda day.
You're gonna
Capstan it.
okay. As it clicks, click, 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 click. There's like spots where you can see that it locks to kind of prevent it from like slamming back. There's little wedge locks in the gears. Very well done. Very well made. Not advanced technology, just good engineering. And as you pull open the gears, the slab opens up to reveal that it is in fact the back of a seemingly magically burning fireplace. And on the other side, you see what would appear to be I can. No, I don't want to grab that. I want to grab the wall.
The wall.
Come on.
I hate that
Come
guy.
on. I don't want to let me grab the wall.
It hates you.
It does.
It is filled with despisement.
Oh my goodness. It won't let me grab this wall. Are you kidding me?
Drag, select it.
I'm trying, and it won't even let me do that.
Change your zoom level. Sometimes that'll help.
Oh, I am. I'm doing all the things.
Please stand by while we alleviate these technical difficulties.
Oh my word! Come on.
Roll20's been Craig's best friend all day today. So.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
all go
absolutely.
to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Hey.
Oh, that's a nice place.
Hey, more skeletons.
There we go. Okay.
Skellyman.
Inside, you see what is obviously a crypt, and there are more of these metal-infused creatures. However, these ones have a glow to them, and there's a difference in their posture, difference in their demeanor, and you can see a little bit of a purplish, bluish flicker in their eyes, indicating that these ones
They
appear
are
to be
of Umbra.
controlled. And as the fireplace swings open and you step through, two of them not looking in your direction, they seem to be actually looking the other way. They're kind of standing on guard, looking at steps that go up. And so it would appear that they are standing sentry, but expecting entrance from another direction.
Lovely.
And I'm going to
very quiet.
see if they spot you or not.
We are hunting Skelliman.
Wow. Neither of the three of them see you, as they are all intently focused in the other direction. They all have the long black blades in their hands.
All right. Do we hit him very hard?
Yes.
Do we hit him very quietly?
Can you even do that?
Eventually,
No.
No.
it's not going to be quiet. Eventually, let's cut to the chase.
Quietest thing I have is like my defensive spell.
Yeah, and everything that Dinar uses is at least verbal.
So you got to decide quick.
We can at least try to sneak into striking range.
Yeah, I mean, pretty theoretically. Well, hold on. Why not attack them all with range and then let them come to us? Oh, because we don't. They might. Okay, I see. Yep, fair enough.
Torque will try to approach stealthily.
Yeah. Similarly, I will.
Okay. I'll get the two of you to give me stealth checks then, please. Oh.
Do I still have that? I probably don't still have that inspiration, do I?
Well, I'm going to get you to not run up all the way up to where you were.
Oh, sorry.
I'll get you guys to give me stealth checks first before you start moving in. Because
Certainly.
That's better.
there are others, as you now see.
Let's sneak. Oh, that was almost a 19,
Okay.
but I got an 11.
So Flick, you definitely managed to get very close to the two of them. And as you're passing through the central area here, you look to your right and you see one standing there and staring right in your direction. Doesn't even seem to notice you though. You managed to just pause and kind of use the shadows, use enough of your height, and like it's just kind of looking.
Yeah.
And you like in between its movements, you
As I pass the opening, I will look back at the others, and I will say, I will do the hand signs. There's one more this way, as I'm moving through.
Torque, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
you are focused on being stealthy and step right on a skeletal corpse.
Crunchy.
Crunch a bone, and you kick the blade. The two up here don't notice you right away, but the one down this passage that is looking straight ahead suddenly focuses on you, and its eyes go. You have been spotted.
Hooray!
And we will roll initiative.
Ah ha ha!
All right.
Terrific.
So I'm guessing
So-
I'm rolling stealth for my.
I'm going to assume.
Um,
Oh well, this is
can
done.
I do survival for mine, because I was using survival to track myself through these tunnels so far?
I'll say sure, yeah, because you're still kind of in that mode. I rolled a nat 1 for them, so I mean you can't get much better than that.
Oof. Well, I rolled a nat 5 for a total of 11.
Okay.
Which is still better, but not by much.
Talon and Dinar, what are you currently doing to kind of prep yourselves?
I'm kind of thinking keeping an eye out and surveying the area, because my idea is like from where I am, I'm gonna attempt to try and kind of judge how I want to be offensive. So I think I'm probably gonna go for like a perception, because I'm surveying the scene.
Sure.
Because I can see there's lights.
Sounds good to me.
19. Oh, that's painful.
Talon's always offensive, though. That's the thing.
All right, and Dinar.
I was kind of wondering about history, not in a book reading sense, but in a have we faced anything like this that's had those glowing blue eyes before? As we're approaching this battle, have we faced other creatures that have had that similar kind of control?
Historical tactics.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? That's good.
Works for me. Yep.
Okay, so this, just before I forget again, is with the tactical wit, which allows me to give my initiative rolls equal to my intelligence modifier. So this is whatever this is plus 4. 27.
Oh boy.
And then
Lord.
since Dinar is in the back and Torque is up front, Dinar is also going to use his tactician feat to swap initiatives with Torque. So Torque will be 27 and Dinar will take 11.
Nice.
Ooh, I forgot you could do that.
Yeah, I keep forgetting I can do that until we've already started fighting.
Flick,
Yeah, huh?
you get a surprise round because you were able to successfully sneak. So you will get.
So I get to go first before anyone else gets to do anything. That's
correct.
Lucky you. So much pressure.
Well, gosh.
So many possibilities.
It's a question of which one do I go for at this point. You know, I'm going to go down for the solo guy because that makes the most sense to me. So I will send Paige. Actually, am I still stealthy at this point? Like, will I have advantage on my attack? Okay, perfect. All right, so
it saw Torque. It didn't really notice you, so you have enough of a moment to kind of get in, slip in.
Then I will dash in there. I will booming blade this guy with advantage.
Okay, and you do see a few more down there.
Yeah. Ooh, 24 will probably hit.
And then max damage with the booming blade as well.
Will definitely hit it. Correct.
All right. So 16 points of damage. And then I will bonus action whip it again. Oh, that's not with advantage though. So 16.
16 does not hit.
Ooh, it's super hurt though. I will then use my last 5 feet of movement to back off, which will provoke an attack of opportunity, but I'm hoping to trigger that.
It won't actually.
Perfect.
For the surprise round, so you're fine.
Sweet.
Andy.
You booming bladed it, right?
Yes, so if it moves, it takes 14 damage.
Okay. All right, so now let me switch these. Okay.
Yeah, and that whip crack just sort of echoes through the chain.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I mean, the silence is gone at this point.
Yeah.
Torque.
We have announced our presence, and there's a couple more this way.
Yeah, the 3 near stairs definitely at this point whip around.
Flick, do you need help over there?
I got these ones. Go up the stairs.
Copy that. I'm going to rage, which will embiggen myself.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
He's a big boy.
You come fairly close at this point to the 12-foot ceilings, we'll say. So just so you're aware.
Wow.
Well, I mean, this isn't like the cathedral. These are tombs, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Torque is going to be fighting with he's going to have his maul out instead of the Whelming Wrath to start.
Sure.
Just because it's a little bit more reliable for him. Elemental Cleaver, we'll say it's currently set to thunder damage. I'm just going to roll the d6 for that one separately because it's just easier to track that way.
Cool.
And so as part of the rage, as part of his distinctive pounce, he can move 20 feet over here. And he'll make a reckless attack against this guy.
Okay.
Sets a 28 to hit.
Oh,
Very
geez,
nice.
yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so that is 14 bludgeoning damage plus 3 thunder.
Okay. Plus 3 thunder. So yeah, you lay into it, and there's the sound of bones crunching and a little bit of a twang of metal as well.
And oh, what joy! I have a second attack.
Gee.
So Torque will then just lift it up overhead to do just a follow-up swing.
Sweet.
Wing. 25.
25 will hit.
So that will be an additional 12 bludgeoning plus 4 thunder.
Oh yeah. You crush this thing to the ground. And as it collapses, there is almost like a kind of a burst of necrotic energy that just puffs off of it. Well, I rolled min on that, so you take 1 point of necrotic damage.
Fantastic. Whoops. That's way more than I meant.
But it is just like pulverized on the ground at this point. Joins the other skeletons on the ground, which those ones appear more humanoid. And
I'll try not to think too hard about that.
Don't let it get in your head. Stay focused.
Is that it for Torque?
That is all I can do at this time. Well,
Alright.
That's not true. I can move over here to better make a barricade so that the other skeleton can't push past me and get to my squishier teammates.
Hooray!
Directly to the right of you, you see a small shrine to Desfuna that kind of emboldens you a little bit, I'd say. Gives you a bit of courage.
Perks up as you approach.
Squeezes the anchor a little bit tighter in his fingers.
Oh, what just happened?
Skip
I was gonna say, I think Flick was next, right?
Yeah, I jumped ahead. Fleck, your turn.
All right. So I'm going to move 30 feet to there. There's my path. If you want to opportunity attack me, by all means.
You will do so.
That
22 to hit.
That might hit. We'll see. Axiom Shield says my AC is 20, and then I'll shield spell. So you have not hit.
Okay. The strange black sword almost seems to absorb light as it comes up, and it's just got this weird shadowy essence to it. But you get your shield up just in time, and it, rather than clang off, it's more just kind of like there's almost like a soundless thud.
Paige will move here, provide help against this cat, and then end up in my square. With my action, I will whip that guy twice. The first one will be with advantage thanks to Paige's help. So first one is a 27 to hit.
Nice.
That'll hit.
Or 8 slashing. And then the second one is a 12. Solid 12.
12 will not hit.
All right. I still have a bonus action, which I will use to flip them all off, and I'm done.
All right. Talon.
All right. Does Torque's massive body being there block my sight with the thing that is in front of him?
Considering that it's only 12-foot high ceiling, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't see much
Go on,
beyond it at the
Talon.
moment.
Cast a spell in it. That's all you contribute.
Oh.
Hey, I contribute plenty. All right. In which
See
case,
it.
the one down there.
I didn't know we had 2 whip fighters in this.
Hey. So
Let's
the
see.
one down there. Since I can see that one, I guess I will. Click, click, boom, boom.
Okay.
Gathering the salt that is manifested upon myself upon hearing Torque's mouth open.
Drawn from your soul.
Yes. 24 to hit.
Yes, sir.
It shall take 13 piercing damage. That's nice.
Yeah. You blast right through it. You watch the light in its eyes burst. And as it drops to the ground, there's that. But you were nowhere near it, so you were fine.
Aha! Contribute that.
I just might.
And I shall. I'll send Willie down a little bit to get a bit of a. This is a perch on one of the chandeliers.
Contribute your mom.
And that'll be me.
All right, Dinar.
Dinar's so slow. 30. 5,
Hey,
5
he's
10,
not
15, 20, 25, 30.
He's slightly delayed.
Yeah.
You still going in slow motion?
No.
Wait a minute.
Where are you guys going? Since I still can't see
I'll
Flick,
catch
I don't
you,
think.
Rabbit.
Nope,
You
can't see Flick.
No.
That's an obscure reference, Jack. Where did that come from?
Actually,
You know,
don't know
we were
what
making
that-
Looney Tunes jokes.
All right.
I thought maybe to land.
Once Dinar gets up behind Talon, he can't see where Flick is, so he's just gonna shout out, "Flick, you right down there?"
Yeah, no problem. There's only 2 of them.
All right.
We are a pretty good repository of pop cultural references, so.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure that everyone tuning in for this D&D podcast was prepared for references to like a 1940s cartoon.
By now they should
Rabbit
be.
season. It's fine.
Dinar
Is he in
will get up to that top area there, see the skelly on the stair landing there, gather up
I
some
will
energy.
say that you have disadvantage. Torque is massively blocking the way, so you can see him, but just barely from there, I would say.
Thankfully, I was going to use Magic Missile.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
So gather up some energy and throw out 5 darts because he's going to cast it at 3rd level.
Like weave
On-
around and
Okay.
Yeah, on this beastie up here.
Dinar's
So-
mad.
Well, who knows what we're about to face. So 3rd level is only halfway through my spells
Yeah, all right.
abilities. So 5 darts. 4. Ooh. Those are good rolls, guys. That's 3 4s. So that's already 12. And then 2 3s, so another 6. So 18 plus 5 is 23.
Damn.
23 force damage on that scaly in the back.
Pretty good.
And then, as a bonus action on my turn, I will call out to Torque. Swipe the knees on that one in front of you. And I'll give you the ability to attack right at the end of my turn, which is now.
Okay. Does that uses my reaction, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
does.
Okay. Ooh. So 15 we established might not hit.
15 will not hit.
Oh, no.
Only still had that inspiration. Note, however, that when I'm big, my range is 10 feet, so I can totally make that no problem. You know, assuming I roll high enough to hit.
All right. It is their turn.
All right. Shield still in effect.
Torque, the one in front of you, will step in. And with surprising speed, slash out with the dark black blade twice at you.
Well, that hits, but you get advantage, so.
That is, I do, yeah. So 23 on the first one,
Hmm.
and 13 on the second one.
The first one will hit.
So that'll do 9 slashing halved. So 4 slashing damage.
Okay. Oof, ow, ouch.
The one at the top of the stairs, there's sort of a black inkiness, just kind of cup. Man, words are escaping me tonight. Materializes around it for a second,
Oh.
and it's kind of a, almost like a Nightcrawler, kind of effect as it disappears and then appears directly behind you, Torque.
Hello.
Oh, lordy.
All right. That's new.
16 to hit. 11 to hit.
Both of those will miss.
Yeah.
They teleport now?
Maybe don't try to backstab the only one of us that has a giant shell on his back. That's kind of what it's there for.
I wouldn't say they're smart. They are reanimated corpses, let's be honest. Flick, the one in front of you, is also going to step in here.
Bring it, Scruffy.
20 to hit.
Depending on how my Axiom Shield behaves.
Come on, shield.
That's a miss.
And another 20.
Also a miss.
Wow, that's
Nice.
interesting.
Because I cast shield on my turn and last to the beginning of my next turn, so I'm AC 25 if I roll well.
Yeah. The one standing by the altar at the bottom here. I can get there. Not quite to flanking range, but it'll and it appears beside you.
Hi.
23 to hit.
Well, again, let's see. Nope.
And 8. So no.
You're on fire, Flick.
I'm dancing, I'm weaving, I'm bobbing, I'm deflecting with magic. It's all good.
Torque.
Okay, well, now that we know that these guys explode when they die, I don't want them to be near me when that happens. So I'm going to make a reckless attack against the one behind me. And as I do, I'm going to use my my Crusher feat to push him 5 feet away from me as I do so, assuming it hits.
I think a 28. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
1 and a 19.
So 17 bludgeoning damage plus an additional 1 thunder. And if I can push him away with my Crusher feat so that hopefully I don't get caught in the radius as he explodes.
Pops.
Oh yeah, easily enough. The force of the blow, you just and the bones just kind of scatter a little bit and drop. Yeah.
All right. Now, bit of a curveball. Let me just double check what my mighty impel. So as a bonus action while raging, you can choose one medium or smaller creature within your reach and move it to an unoccupied space you see within 30 feet of yourself. So this skeleton has to make a strength saving throw equal to 8 plus my proficiency plus my strength. So that'll be 8 plus 5, 13 plus... So that's a DC 17 strength save.
It failed.
And you're just going to yeet it across the room?
Yeah, because I'm going to throw him 20 feet away. And then I'm just gonna throw my maul at him with my second attack.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Where are you throwing them? Which direction?
Literally just 20 feet to the right.
Okay, so back up the steps.
Yeah, I just push him down the stairs and then just throw my anchor after him.
Yeah. Those are upstairs. Those are going up.
Hurl.
I make him do the Mario 64 backwards long jump up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yahoo! Yahoo! Yeah!
And then glitch to find the star.
And then I throw the anchor up after him. So that'll be a 27 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits. Oh yeah.
16 bludgeoning damage plus an additional 3 thunder.
19 damage. Nice. Okay.
And that will be my turn.
Well, that was something.
Impressive is the word you're looking for.
Dinar, remind me to never tick him off again.
I believe that's what you call contribution.
Yeah.
Shush.
Flick.
All right. I will have Paige dart in and provide help on this guy. I will then booming blade that guy with advantage. I like so. 24 will probably hit.
Yes, sir.
You can enjoy 13 points of damage.
He may enjoy it. You don't know. Might be a masochist.
You know what? I think I'm just going to hit him again because that's what I'll do. Turn advantage off. Whip that guy one more time. I will crit.
Hey.
I won't even bother with anything. There's 13 more damage on him. He probably pops.
Whip it good. Oh, yeah.
And I will scooch this way to hopefully avoid the corpse explosion. But
It'll go off as you're there. So take that back. You take 6 points of necrotic damage.
points necrotic damage. Okay.
You destroy him so hard that just you're like,
Getting Diablo 2 vibes right
I care about that guy. Not really. I will stay up close and friendly with this guy. I have moved action bonus. I'm done.
Jalen.
Well, geez, don't I feel inadequate? I can't even see where there is a...
It's okay. It happens to everyone.
Oh, there he is. He's way over there. Okay. Well, I shall certainly not falter in getting the final blow. I shall save us all once again. I shall shoot that one over there that was impelled and then impaled.
Oh. Impressive.
Well, I haven't shot yet. 16.
No, the pun was impressive. The shot is not.
Yeah.
It misses.
How
The old
embarrassing.
throw them up the stairs and then throw an anchor up at them trick.
Yes, Dinar.
Now
I shall
you're
be
probably
gracious
feeling,
and allow you to get the killing blow.
Feeling a little impoverished, are we?
Hey. I'm being nice.
I improv'd that.
I am allowing the captain, as is his right and privilege, to enact the finishing blow.
So you imply.
So I that was a warning shot. Because the captain's gonna get you.
All right, Dinar, your turn before he implodes.
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15. Get a good view of the one that Torque was fighting. Well, maybe not. But I can definitely see the one that Flick is fighting, yeah?
From
here?
impeccably.
Impeccably. Impossibly so. Alright. Well. Talon, you and Torque got that one. Flick needs help.
Yeah, okay.
Dinar will load up another 3rd level magic missile. Throw it down and hit all 5 shots on that one in front of Flick.
Impressive impetus.
Oh, here we go.
Let's see how impactful this is.
Damage impending.
Not as good as the first one. So that's a 4. That's a 3 plus a 1 is equal to a 4. So that's 8. Plus a 1, 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 5 is 16. Force damage to that baddie.
Imploding impact.
And then I think Dinar needs to spare maybe some of his tactician stuff, so
yeah, let's maybe not use everything on these guys.
So that'll be Dinar's turn. Move, attack. That's all I'm doing. All right, that's me.
Here we go. All right, stairs boy. It's going to pop.
I wasn't even thinking he could do that. I forgot.
This is on Talon.
And I can move him again in a second.
Talon
16, eh? Cutting words! You call that a slash? Well, I guess we'll see if this actually works first. Roll Bardic Inspiration and subtract the number. So, as long as I get a 2 or higher. Hey!
Oh.
That is a miss. And that is also a miss. Aha! You couldn't hit the broadside of Torque's grandmother.
Such impotence. All right. One by Flick. Imperceptibly fast. Makes 2 attacks. Oh, I can keep going. You know I can.
Ooh,
That's a miss. 23 to hit.
23. I'm just going to let
What
that
kind
go
of
through.
souped up skeleton are you fighting?
I mean, my AC is 20. I could shield, but I want to save the spell slot. So, yes, you hit me once.
Right. You will take 8 points of slashing damage.
8 points of slashing damage. All right. This I can do.
Two more up here.
Oh no.
Man.
See, this is why I'm trying to help Flick.
Torque.
All right. As a bonus action, I'm going to grab the skeleton attacking Talon to be like, I thought I told you to go up there. And again, attempt to throw him up 20 feet this way.
Yes. Talon's feeling a little bit impish, so help him out.
So that'll be a DC 17 strength save.
That's
The word you're looking
5.
for is important.
Up he goes.
Impossible.
Well, this should make an impact.
Dead.
He goes back up the stairs, and then my anchor will follow him up there.
20 feet, right?
For flavor, can we say
Man.
that I literally I swing horizontally, hit him with the anchor, and then as I follow through on the swing, I just let go of the anchor and it just pushes him up the
Yes, we,
stairs.
we absolutely can say that for flavor.
That would be
Absolutely.
Man, this watching Torque fight like this is gonna be horrifying. Like this is like
It's true.
it's like, oh my
Bear in
god,
mind,
I don't
he's
want to
also,
go
like-
anywhere near that thing.
Yeah.
Bear in
Now he
mind,
is
he's also
the
like 15 feet tall while this is
Oh, I
happening.
know.
Yeah.
19 will hit,
So
yeah.
19 to hit, 15 bludgeoning damage plus an additional 2 thunder damage.
Oh, you just, yeah.
AKA super dead.
Just gone. Just.
Well, that was fun. Let's see how Flick is doing. Dum, 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 dum.
There's more. Where the hell these ones come from?
They
Let's see, that
teleported.
was 15. That was 15 feet. I can move an extra. Can move over here.
Hey, little guy, how's it going out there?
Oh, you know. I threw a skeleton up the stairs.
Yeah,
What?
that happens.
Yeah, that happens.
I will elect
Casual
to not
everything.
use. I will elect to not use my second attack this round. Only just because I don't want Flick to get caught in the radius of its death move.
There you go. Taking the little guy. The actual little guy, not you. That he says you're the little guy. And Flick.
Well, that makes it a little more interesting now, doesn't it? All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to provoke an opportunity attack from that jump. Move to here.
21 to hit.
Son of a gun. Yeah, that hits. Fine. whatever.
4 slashing damage.
Well, if you're gonna pull out the big guns like that. Next, Paige will pop in here. Do a maneuver like so to help. And now booming blade.
Dodge and weave. Dodge and weave.
Yeah, pretty much. Booming blade with advantage. Here we go. Kerblam. How's a crit sound?
I mean,
Nice.
probably painful.
Geez, 2 in a row.
I'm gonna
Probably
throw.
sounds like a lot of crushing bones. And
I'm gonna throw a chaos die on that one,
Oh.
and my fury at the small. I'm gonna finish this cat off. That's
Oh my
all
word.
right. So
That's a lot of dice.
Jeez.
so let me see. That's
I think our marshals are starting to overpower us casters, Dinar.
25 and 50.
How is this possible?
An even 40.
Just 40, you know.
There's just nothing left. Like you
Boom!
like you whip the one like bone that's like holding it together, right? That's just like and the
I
rest
found the linchpin. Yeah.
yeah. And it's just done.
Skeleton Jenga tower.
You rolled a what'd you roll on your chaos dice? 4, right?
Yes.
Not a 1 or a 6, I guess you're right. And you get 1 point of necrotic damage.
I can soak that.
So there.
As a bonus action, I will second wind because I've taken some damage. Oh no, I'm not putting chaos dice on this. Okay, try this again. Second wind for 12. Okay. That feels a little happier. And how much movement do I have left? Got 5 feet of movement. I'm going to back up.
All right. Talon.
Okay. I'm going to go be useful.
Good luck.
Thanks. I shall move down here. These coffins are not they're not that high up, right?
No.
Okay. I'm going to send Willie to go down and harass that one over there. Yeah. Peck him in the glowing eyes.
It's Harassment. Harris.
Harris. Yeah, just yeah. Peck. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And I shall fire away with advantage. I'm not burning any spell slots in this fight. You guys are crazy.
23 shall hit.
Aha! 10 piercing.
That is exactly how many hit points I had left.
Yeah! There we go.
Willie takes 4 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for that.
This is why I've been doing the hit and fade, man.
Well, you know what?
Willie.
It was worth it.
There's this burst of feathers, like, oh, you boyed.
Oh yeah, they explode, don't they? I was so heated about being helpful. Right. I got it.
Nice helping, Tayland.
I got it.
You did good, kid. Way to go.
All right, I'm good.
All right. Dinar.
I'll bring him out
Dinar
after
is
the
going to
fight.
go 5, 10, 15 if he can stand there. And then we're going to go... Dinar's going to grab a mote of fire out of the arcaneness of himself, and he's going to throw down a firebolt at this last remaining one at the bottom there. This is one of them. Plus 8. That's a 2. That's not going to hit. That
is
sucks.
correct.
I guess that so Dinar went from there 5, 10, 15. We'll go 20, 25 and sidle up right next to Tayland, and that'll be Dinar's turn.
All right.
Welcome to the party of winners.
Flick, the remaining one that you see will kapoof behind you.
Oh, hey.
Favorite number, apparently 20 to hit.
Yeah, I'll let that one go through.
All right. That's a 7 points of slashing damage.
Sure. There
And
we
15.
go. So, yeah, that misses regardless.
All right. And that's it for that turn. Torque.
Okay. Once again, I don't want Flick to get caught in the radius of this thing. So if I could get it to make a DC 17 strength save,
Throw it around. Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's
awesome.
a bonus action. I'd be remiss
6.
not to.
It's a 6.
We'll say 20 feet in this direction.
We have a torque.
And I'll make a reckless small attack against it.
Reckless small.
Another 28
Haven't
to
been to
hit.
that one.
Hmm.
28. Yeah, that'll hit.
So that's 13 bludgeoning plus an additional 1 thunder. And for my second attack, as the anchor flies back through the air towards me again to return to me, Torque just grabs it as it returns, and just using the momentum, he's just gonna spin around 360 degrees and then throw it again.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it.
Ooh,
Oh!
so close to being a nat 20. Oh, it is. It was a nat 20.
It is a nat.
I mean, on my screen, that
I
top
was
dice
watching the
looks
dice
cocked.
roll, but I
Yeah.
didn't look at the actual.
With the description and everything. Oh
So
man.
that's 22 bludgeoning,
Jeez.
plus an additional 10 thunder damage,
Oh, good grief.
for a total of 32 damage,
Just
which feels like overkill.
just eviscerated it. Yeah.
There's nothing to
Just-
eviscerate. It was just bones. It just goes.
Poof. True. Just shatters.
I'm picturing the anchor embedded, skidding across the floor and lodging in the ground with sparks flying up.
Yeah, just leaves a groove in the floor.
Yep.
Oh yeah. The last of the animated skeletal creatures just shatters to the ground. And for a moment you stop and you kind of look around, and there is carnage here, and it seems to be recent. There is a mix of risen corpses and also recently living. You can see some of the bodies in the ground have guard apparel. Others are wearing very fine clothing that you would see on a noble. There's a mix of everything. This place is just full of carnage. Doors are bashed open, coffins ripped open. Has been bloody fighting, and it fits with what you saw when you first arrived in Tyr, looking down from the temple, as there was guards going in, coming back out. There was just, the entrance of the crypts was basically a war zone. And as you're left to kind of ponder for a moment, from below you, somewhere, you feel a bit of a shake, almost as if you were standing out in an open sky, an open field under a thick gray sky. There's a sound like thunder. You feel it more than hear it as it reverberates from below. The walls kind of shake a little bit. You may not have much time left. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
We gotta hurry, guys.
I'm not getting.
Comes tomorrow.
Oh man.
Well, as we look forward to episode 50,
Hey.
5-0.
an impending
Big one.
showdown to come. Thank you very much for watching. in joining us. I hope that you are entertained by what we do. And if you are, then please do follow us on Twitch and do all the social likes and all those things. Check out our link tree once again. And again, stay tuned for holiday one-shot info. If you join our Discord, then you can get the info for that before we post it anywhere else. And we will see you next time. Until then, stay safe. Happy gaming, everyone. And we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.